Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit essentialpest.com.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
It's a full court press this March at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Join our $1 million March Mania promotion for your shot at $1 million with your bracket picks. Or win $100,000 with a perfect prop card, now through April 6th. Swipe your Club Soul card daily for a free drawing entry. Plus, every 200 slot and table points is an additional entry. Then join us April 6th for the grand finale drawing, only at Casino del Sol, an enterprise of the Pascua Yaqui tribe.
Are you planning a home renovation? Getting quotes on windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, or flooring? Before you commit, visit the Window Depot and make sure you're not overpaying. The Window Depot is your one-stop shop for top quality products at the lowest prices. We're locally owned and operated with no installers and no middlemen, so you save big. Perfect for DIYers, contractors, and homeowners. Visit a location near you or shop online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, a full wrap-up of today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Tommy Lloyd, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Arizona will not call a timeout. Bradley walks it across midcourt. 8 seconds left. 7, 6, 5. Bradley driving on Torre. Looking for the shot. Drives right. Hang it from there. It's good! And the Cats have won it! Jaden Bradley hangs it for 2. Cats on to the finals.
Jaden Bradley, an absolute closer. The player of the year, makes a play of the year play at the end.
Wow. What a ball game in Kansas City. They call it Hilton South. Well, folks, Hilton South is Wildcat country. After an 82-80 win by your Arizona Wildcats. I guess, last night I was concerned a little bit by Mr. Bradley and what the perception of his performance would be last night. I don't know that there's any questions tonight. Anybody that might have doubted who he was as the Big 12 Player of the Year, he is him because he hit the shot that put the Wildcats into the championship game. Not an easy shot to hit for the game winner. 82-80, your final tonight in Kansas City. We will await now the winner of the game that's about to start at T-Mobile Arena between Houston and Kansas. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We have got the captain, Kelvin Ifan, here. We have got J.W. Madden as well, and we have got you for the next 2+ hours or so, probably till around 9 o'clock tonight if you'd like to join us and talk Arizona Wildcats basketball. We start as always with our top takeaways, and Kelvin, what did you think of that one?
I mean, a great game, man. I mean, first of all, that last shot, I was like, Jaden MVP Bradley. That's what I sit there and said, man. I was like, man, that's a big shot, man. They didn't come and double them, which, I couldn't believe. I mean, usually, but, Dell'Orso was playing well, so I'm sure they didn't want to come off of him, but you would have thought they would have came off Core Pete or somebody. I'm not sure who's out there right now. I'm blanking there right now, but when I tell you, man, that was a huge game by Dell'Orso, man. The shots that he made really took him over the hump, seeing him over there pumping his chest towards the coaches like, I'm ready, let me go. It was fun to see him, feeling good about himself and coming in and making big shots. But, they came out, man. Iowa State, man, they had a home court advantage. They came out, they threw the first punches, and hey, they knocked us back on our heels. But the guys dug in, man, and they never wavered from that they were going to come back and get back in this game, man. And they walked them down. Man. Again, another day of learning something about each other. You haven't been in these situations many times, but to be able to answer on this stage right here and different guys step up, it was just huge.
J.W. Madden.
My first takeaway was that they were still asleep when that game started. And that wasn't because of missing shots. It was because, Iowa State got every single loose ball. I think they had 5 offensive rebounds in the first 5 minutes. And it wasn't just the players, it was the coaches. Did you hear what they said at halftime? The halftime, the sideline reporter had a chance to interview Coach Lloyd on the way out. He said that their assistant coaches had a miscommunication and that they weren't in the right defense for the first 8 minutes until their first timeout. So the way that game started, and in the middle, and when Momcilovic started knocking down back-to-back threes there in the second half, it just felt like Iowa State brought their A game. They outplayed the Cats for, 30 minutes of that game. But as we've seen time and time again, when they're in a tight game late, we saw it against Florida, we saw it against UConn, we saw it against UCLA. A lot of the close games they've had this year, they just get stops when they need, and Jaden Bradley's come up big at the end of every single one of those games I just mentioned. So I don't know about you, Kelvin, but I kind of expect, if JV had a couple of questionable looks early in that first half, we had a fading baseline shot that was off by much more than you normally see him shoot. But when it comes down to those final 5 minutes, that crunch time buckets, I think Jay Billis said he averages 37 points per 40 minutes if you just take crunch time into effect. So it's crazy what that dude does down the stretch of close games. And I was yelling at the screen like, go, go, go. He's like walking the ball up the court. I wasn't even sure he'd pass.
Run it down, one shot.
No, I know that, but I wasn't even sure he'd pass half court before the 10 seconds were up. Like, that's how slow. But that dude just is so chill, really, really, really relaxed at all times. My other takeaway is I hope Braden Burries is okay. Because that wrap and the way he was looking out there, I don't know when that happened, if it happened early into game today or if it might have happened yesterday. But, hopefully the amazing training crew that Arizona basketball has behind the scenes can help him get back into good shape. And great win for the Cats.
Indeed. My top takeaways on this one, really, we've talked all season long, I think, about the kind of game that could eventually bite Arizona. And I think this was that game, a team that just came out and could shoot the lights out from 3 points, three-point land, a player that could really find his stroke from three-point land, and that was Milan Momcilovic. We had mentioned in the pregame that we really felt like we hadn't really seen the real Momcilovic. Well, we saw him tonight. He was dynamic. He put that team on his back. And once again, in a game where it looked like, okay, this is the kind of game that Arizona can lose, they figured out yet again a way to win the game. And they stopped turning it over. They turned it over, double-digit times or 9 times in the first half, I believe, of this game. They stopped turning it over down the stretch. They found a hot hand in Anthony Dell'Orso, who just continues to find ways to be a contributor on this team. Down the stretch of this season, he has just been magnificent in finding his shot and making big jumpers and getting to the hole and pulling up. And wherever he needs to do it, he gets it done. And just the way that this team defends when they have to, find a way to get a stop at that end of the floor. It always seems like it's a different guy, whether it's Ivan Karchinkov, whether it's Mateus Krivas, with a big block down the stretch to negate a possession offensively for Iowa State. You think this is the game they're going to lose, and yet they find a way to win it. And that's what you love to see. Like Kelvin said, another lesson learned in a situation where they really had never been in this season so far. Wow, save that for the NCAA tournament, I guess.
And let's not sleep on Aristode's second half defense. I mean, he came out there on give me his name again.
Momcilovic.
Momcilovic. and locked them up. He didn't score
Milan,
on
you
him.
could just say Milan.
Milan. Yeah, he was all over him, man. I mean, he got in there and brought another energy that I thought that helped kind of slow him down in that second half there.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. It is Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. Let's get our first call of the night in and hear from Ruben. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the postgame show.
Hello, buddy. What's going on? How you doing?
We are good, Ruben. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm loving life. I'm feeling great right now after that shot around the world. I'm feeling good. Hey, but you know what? I want to say something out to Bear Down Nation, Wildcat Nation. I don't want to hear no more about the past or this wild or the cardiac cats or none of that. We got a new heart of this team. Tommy Lloyd's did a great job. He brought Luke back. I mean, the filling of Luke. It's a whole new era. And let's not do this to this team. We're gonna go and we're gonna win and push on. You seen it tonight.
There you go. What'd you like most about what you saw?
Well, I like Dell'Orso coming off the bench and a Walker coming off and playing hard. And I like how Dell'Orso talked after the game. He and Bradley too. They give props to each other. They're just a total team. They're a team. I went to the red and blue game and watched them battle each other and just play and how they treat each other, how they talk about each other, how they stand behind each other after big wins. When they're interviewing them, it's a whole team. They're a team. They're not individuals. And I love that.
Yeah, I mean, the connection that we're seeing with this group is really impressive. Like you mentioned, the way they stand up there with each other, the way they celebrate everyone, whoever that leader is that night, and they celebrate that person. It's been really refreshing to see this entire season.
You got two seniors coming off the bench and can put their pride behind them and say, you know what, we're going to come in, and they're doing it for the team. And you know what? And they're showing the freshmen how to be men, and the freshmen are respecting it too. You can see how much they respect them older guys too. And I think Jaden Bradley, you can't say enough about him. I mean, point guard of the year, obviously, should be player of the year. He's. I don't think a player has to score 50 points to be the best player. You've seen how he's got these guys playing, and I think he's a true leader. He's a real leader.
7 assists, not a single turnover tonight.
Oh, awesome! And when they asked him about his last shot, he gave props out to Delly.
Yeah.
Delly kept saying, that's the thing about this team. It's a team. It's not just an individual. It's a team. It's beautiful to see how they're working together.
And first he gave props to the defense, right? First he said, damn, that was damn good defense on those last two shots that I made. I don't know how that went in. The very first thing he said was not I'm the man, you can't touch me, none of that. It was my teammates found me. It was great defense by Iowa State, and somehow the ball went in. Humble.
Exactly.
Ruben, I think we lost you there, but we appreciate your call tonight and your good thoughts. 520-848-1290. Cricket is still hanging around here. It's a little late for you, isn't it, Crick? Go home.
She's leaving right now.
All right. Have a great weekend, Cricket. There you go. Well, we'll take our first break here. We'll come back. We'll talk to you. We'll get your calls, your text. We'll review our keys to the game. We'll hand out our Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. We'll see if anybody beat the book tonight. Much higher scoring game, I think, than we thought we were going to get.
I want to see the final count, but how many consecutive field goals was that to end the game? It kind of felt like the last 2 or 3 minutes that there weren't any misses. Those last 2-3 minutes.
It was very similar to that Baylor game, only this was at the end of the game, where that 6 minutes against Baylor, when it was just I think the lead changed hands 7 times.
Unbelievable shot making. And it wasn't just Milan Momcilovic. It was, who was his name, Torre?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That dude came in struggling, and he was making Kelvin stepping into three-pointers. He was not shooting well coming into this game. So the shot making from both teams, and obviously Karchenkov made some huge shots as well. So, yeah, a lot more offense, I think, than we expected in that second half.
All right, Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Your calls, your text, and we'll hear from the Wildcats straight ahead as well. 82-80, U of A over ISU to advance to the Big 12 Tournament Championship on Saturday. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage is just getting started. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The post-game show is brought to you by Advantage Air Mechanical, Cactus Auto Company, Casino del Sol, Done Right Services, Drain Masters, First Chiropractic, Idaho Central Credit Union, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Locks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Royal GMC, Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, The Window Depot, Bear Down Roofing, Dorado Rock, Essential Pest Control, Goodfellas AC, Hughes Federal Credit Union, Factory Direct Mattress, Johnson Manley Company, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't scare me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit essentialpest.com.
It's a full court press this March at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Join our $1 million March Mania promotion for your shot at $1 million with your bracket picks. Or win $100,000 with a perfect prop card now through April 6th. Swipe your Club Soul card daily for a free drawing entry. Plus, every 200 slot and table points is an additional entry. Then join us April 6th for the grand finale drawing, only at Casino del Sol, an enterprise of the Pasquayaki tribe.
Advantage Air Mechanical, the team you can trust. Call 792-9400.
When it comes to the comfort and indoor air quality of your home and office, Advantage Air Mechanical has you covered. Breathing healthy air and having reliable air conditioning is important. If you or someone you know is in need of air conditioning services or a new system installation, we are here to help. Advantage Air Mechanical, 792-9400. AZROC 214570.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care with Mad March savings all month long. Now's the time to save big with big deals on major brand tires like the long-lasting, quiet-riding Michelin Defender 2 and slam dunk savings on automotive repairs with big rebates up to $100. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's 14 convenient locations are ready to assist on your next championship drive. Check out jackfurriers.com for even more savings. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Up your game in a new Buick or GMC from Royal Buick GMC. At Royal, we always deliver a quality vehicle at a great price. Score a great deal with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff and our transparent online pricing. Plus, Royal offers a 72-hour buyback guarantee. Score big at Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. See dealer for details. Royal Buick GMC in the Tucson Auto Mall or RoyalTucson.com.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management. As a boutique fiduciary investment firm, our clients have trusted us to guide them down their financial paths for decades. Whether you are an individual or family, business, foundation, or nonprofit, we are committed to your long-term goals and financial futures. We are proud supporters of the Tucson community and all that makes our city so special. Visit online at meridianwealthllc.com to learn more about Meridian today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Coach, Tommy Lloyd here with the Right Way team.
Great news. Free furnace season has been extended through the end of March. Have you been thinking about replacing your heating and cooling system this year? To spark business, we're giving away an 80% gas furnace or a heat pump air handler with the purchase of a new air conditioning system.
And we're offering up to 60 months no interest financing, manufacturer and energy efficiency rebates, and 10-year parts and labor warranty.
Call or text 520-200-2422 to book your free estimate today or visit rightwayac.com.
If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
Looking for quality windows without the wait? Come to the Window Depot. We carry a huge selection of Milgard windows, in stock now and ready for pickup. Need something custom? No problem. From new construction to full home replacement, we'll help you order the perfect Milgard windows built to fit your space, style, and budget. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the Window Depot makes it easy to get the windows you need fast. Visit thewindowdepot.com to find a location near you and see why we're your Milgard window experts.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Cats looking to regain the lead. Pete stops top of the key. Throw it down for a Waka. Posted, right corner, Dell'Orso. Another three. Good again for Delhi, and the Cats are in front.
Why not? He's the hot hand.
Anthony Dell'Orso, the hot hand indeed. Wildcats take down Iowa State 82-80 on a game-winning shot by Jaden Bradley. But it was Anthony Dell'Orso off the bench, 10 of 14 from the field in 29 minutes, 6 of 9 from 3. Didn't go to the line tonight. 26 points, 5 rebounds. He had 1 turnover and 1 steal, and just made big shot after big shot down the stretch. The back-to-back threes that he had to put the Wildcats in front in the second half of this game. Just we saw it. We've seen it at times this season where he just kind of has the ability to take over the games. What most impressed you guys about Anthony Dell'Orso and the way he kind of played tonight?
Confidence for me. I mean, Kelvin, like, we've seen guys who could shoot, maybe pass up some of those, that corner three, especially. When he caught that corner three and rose up, that's the highest I ever seen Anthony Dell'Orso jump in my life. So, we knew Braden Burry's coming in, obviously team's leading scorer. I don't know, hamstring or something like that. He had a wrap going on, but it was clear, Kelvin, just like when Koa Pete was injured, just like when Dwayne Aristo was in the lineup, we all know Delly can fill it up. I mean, come on. Anybody who thinks Delly can't get 20, hasn't been paying attention. Like, he can. He just defers and isn't always looking to call his own number. But I'm never surprised, Kelvin, when Delly knocks down tough shots that are highly contested.
Yeah, I saw a guy that understood that his number, it was his time, because he understood that Berries was hurt and wasn't going to be himself. So a light bulb turned on, like, hey, I'm going for it. I'm not worried about misses or makes. I'm just going to let it go. And I told you guys, I said, a guy like Dudley, I said it early in the year, I said, until he takes at least 10 shots a game, it's hard for a guy like that to get going because they can miss their first 3 or 4 and then knock down 6 or 7 in a row or vice versa. So I just feel like that, just having that opportunity, that was a glow about him. I seen him patting his chest toward the coaches like, I could do this, and I know that feeling of, wanting that opportunity and knowing that you could do something and not always having a chance to show it because of, your current role on the team. But it was great to see him, man, be able to step up in that moment, man, for the team. That's one of the ones you'll never forget.
Wildcats made 14 of their last 19 shots in this game to win it by a score of 82-80. Again, it was a game early on. It was almost the exact opposite of yesterday's game. It was the 14-2 advantage early for Iowa State. They were getting the turnovers. They were making the shots. I think the Cats missed their first 6 2-point shots in the game to dig themselves that early hole. It was exactly kind of the flip of what the Wildcats had done to UCF in yesterday's ball game. Then they found their footing, kind of calmed down. We had heard TJ Olsberger talk about how the game at Tucson, he felt like they were great on the offensive glass, but they just couldn't turn that into points. They were doing that early. I mean, their first 2 offensive rebounds resulted in 5 points, a putback and a 3. So they were getting those second chance opportunities off their offensive rebounds early. So everything was kind of going right. We had shut down. We talked about Joshua Jefferson. Shut him down here. He found his game tonight. Milan Momcilovic hadn't really been that guy. He was that guy tonight. I had mentioned I thought Keelan Torre was my pest of the game. This might be the kind of game where he found his offense. He was able to do that tonight. And still, after all of that, the Wildcats still were able to find a way to win this game, despite, Braden Burries and whatever, like you mentioned, he was dealing with, finishing with just 3 points, 0 for 7, and we'll keep an eye
he was not okay out there. I mean, if you're paying attention to how people
shots
move.
were just, and the shots were just off.
Shots
really
are about your legs. Like, if people don't play basketball, you don't know. It's not your wrist. It's not your forearm. It's got nothing to do with it. It's all about your legs. And so, clearly, he wasn't moving right, Kelvin. Probably played a season-low minutes where he wasn't in kind of foul trouble. I wasn't concerned at all about missing shots. That wasn't it. It was the loose balls. Like, literally, guys, every single loose ball, Kelvin, in that first 5-8 minutes was Iowa State's. Every single one of them. And I was just thinking to myself, guys, did you not read the scout? Do you not know what TJ Olsenberger's teams are all about? I mean, he prioritizes, number one, every single 50-50 ball is ours. Literally. That's his first priority. Every single 50-50 ball is ours. It just didn't feel like they were there in the minute. But here's the thing. In the NCAA tournament, you're going to have games like this. You're going to have games where you start out slow, Kelvin. You're going to have games where the ball's for some reason slipping all over the place. You're not shooting well. And a team just makes 8 out of 10 threes. And that can be a start to an NCAA tournament game, likely start to one of the NCAA tournament games. And you got to find a way. You got to figure out through all of that, how to get points from other places, how to get stops from other places, and fight back through that, Kelvin. And it's a good learning lesson, if nothing else.
Yeah, and it's just like a tournament game because Iowa State was extra motivated because they just lost against them, and a lot of those guys' pride was hurt because of the way that they performed. And so they came in with an extra bit of aggression, and our guys didn't respond right away. But they woke up, and that's what you like to see. You like to see that they would be able to wake up even when they get punched back and not knowing if they're going to be able to get up. But they got up, and they kept battling towards it. So, again, that could happen in the tournament. Teams come out really motivated early rounds. You don't really know the name of the school, Middle Tennessee State or something, and don't know the history of Miami of Ohio, even though Miami of Ohio ain't going to be able to sneak by people because people heard about their long streak, so people are going to be watching for them. But some of these teams, you think, we're going to get by the first couple rounds, and you end up in a dogfight. But, again, this is something else that they could draw to and remember and look at each other and say, hey, we've been here before. Let's get it.
All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Time now for our Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. This will be interesting tonight. The Wildcats finished this game with just 33 rebounds. They were out-rebounded by 1. 34-33 was the final count in this game. 10 rebounds for Toby Iwaka. He had a double-double, 10 points and 10 rebounds. But I don't know, man. to me, like we say in our intro, the most impactful boards. And to me, I just thought the most impactful board might have been that offensive rebound that Motias Krivas got late. They kicked back out to Yvonne, and Yvonne made that bullet pass to Toby Awaka to get a hoop at the basket when they absolutely needed to get one. Motias only finished with 4 rebounds, 6 for Koa Pete in the game. But I just thought to me that was the most impactful board. So I'm gonna go with an impactful board tonight and give it to Motias Krivas. Kelvin.
Yeah, no, that was an impactful board, but 10 is 10. And I can't keep not rewarding my guy when he's out there taking care of business, man. He had some grown man rebounds that we desperately needed in a game where rebounds were very important to win this game, especially when the way that they were, Iowa State was rebounding early in the game. So, we needed every one of those rebounds. So, yeah, no way tonight I'm going against my guy.
Okay, so Toby Awaka for Kelvin, Motias Krivas for me, J-Dub.
Can we do 3-way tie?
Sure.
All right, who else could we pick? No, it's just I think you're both right. I mean, I think that offensive rebound by Mo Krivas was such a big pivotal moment of the game. I think when Tobe came in, that's the thing is because of that sluggish start and the way they came out, Tobe comes in and he was the one fighting for those 50-50 balls. He was the one getting his hands dirty in there. I don't have a problem with either of those, but I'll say Koa Pete. So that way we got a 3-way tie. How's that?
Koa Pete had 5 offensive boards tonight in this game. All right, so the 3-headed monster, the 3 bigs, Koa Pete, Motias Krivas, and Toby Awaka, all will share tonight's Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. Window Depot, lowest prices, biggest inventory. Shop the Window Depot.
How many times have they been out rebounded? Is this the second?
Second time, I think.
Second time, yeah. Because, Iowa State barely got them 34-33, but I couldn't remember. I know they got out rebounded once before, but it couldn't have been more than once.
Yeah.
Maybe twice.
Just one time so far this season. The number that really pops on the stat sheet is bench points tonight.
Yeah.
Arizona 36-3.
No, that was the
off
difference.
The bench.
That was the big difference. We talk about 8 starters, Kelvin. When, your starting shooting guard and leading scorer clearly isn't moving around the way he normally would, that's the moment when, like you just said, Mr. Dell'Orso understood the assignment. Mr. Dell'Orso understood that he was going to maybe need to get up more shots, and he almost, he got to the 14, Kelvin. So, that to me was the biggest difference in the game was the forcefulness Dell'Orso brought in, not just offensively, but he played some good defense as well. Yeah. And then obviously Tobe brings that every single night. So the bench won this game. There's no doubt.
520-848-1290. Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day is the show. Let's hear from you. Call us or text us. Chime in on our social media platforms. You can watch the show on YouTube, Twitch. We've got a link up to the show on Twitter as well. You can comment on all of those places. Iron J01 is watching the show tonight on YouTube. He says just JB exclamation point. Tucson 520. What a game, fellas. JB has that clutch gene for sure. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
So hot. Hi, can I help you? Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team. But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought. This AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Goodfellasac.com.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
It's a full court press this March at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Join our $1 million March Mania promotion for your shot at $1 million with your bracket picks. Or win $100,000 with a perfect prop card. Now through April 6th. Swipe your Club Soul card daily for a free drawing entry. Plus, every 200 slot and table points is an additional entry. Then join us April 6th for the grand finale drawing, only at Casino del Sol, an enterprise of the Pasquayaki tribe.
Life's busy. Errands, kids, work, the I-10 grind. Who's got time to sit at a detail shop?
That's why Recon Auto Detailing comes to me. Mobile detailing keeps my car spotless without losing a minute of my day.
From mobile washes to in-shop ceramic coatings, tint, and paint protection, we're Tucson's one-stop shop for keeping your ride looking new. Convenience, care, confidence, that's Recon Auto Detailing. Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
The Target, 422 Maple Drive. No tripped alarms, no broken windows. While you were sleeping, they made off with $50,000 in equity, and they didn't even use a getaway car.
Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Don't let termites turn your equity into sawdust. We stop the heist before the damage is done. Call 520-201-2000 for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, termites.
Back your hometown favorite. Get your very own exclusive University of Arizona debit card from Hughes Federal Credit Union. Pair your new card with a free checking account that earns dividends with no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and convenient 24/7 online and mobile banking. Visit one of our 7 convenient branch locations to get your card instantly or open an account online at hughesfcu.org/wildcats. Show your Wildcat spirit all year long with Hughes Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Supplier pricing is happening right now at O'Reilly Chevrolet during Truck Month. That means big savings across our lineup. Take up to $4,000 off the 2026 Colorado, up to $5,500 off the 2026 Silverado HD, and up to $10,000 off the 2026 Equinox EV. Supplier pricing is going on right now, so don't miss your chance to save. Find us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or visit O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Morning begins in the Rincon foothills. Rocking K, a master-planned community and place to call home, offering distinct neighborhoods designed to fit your lifestyle. Explore the outdoors, walk the trails, visit Saguaro National Park. Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vail School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature. A community by design.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was. And even better. Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats.
Up your game in a new Buick or GMC from Royal Buick GMC. At Royal, we always deliver a quality vehicle at a great price. Score a great deal with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff and our transparent online pricing. Plus, Royal offers a 72-hour buyback guarantee. Score big at Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. See dealer for details. Royal Buick GMC in the Tucson Auto Mall or RoyalTucson.com.
Tune in Saturday as Tommy Lloyd and your Arizona Wildcats travel to Kansas City for the Big 12 tournament.
Dak pass intercepted by Burries on a breakaway slam it home.
Pregame starts at 11:30 a.m. and tip-off is scheduled for 3 p.m. right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Looking for the shot, drives right, hang it from there, it's good! And the Cats have won it! Jaden Bradley hangs it for 2, Cats on to the finals!
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Chinkov, 7 on the shot clock. Yvonne, throw it inside, caught by Krivas, lay it up, good, and he's fouled. Boy, great effort there by Mo, and he'll get to the line.
Great finisher by Mo Krivas to take that contact advantage, but Yvonne Karchinkov once again recognizing there was a switch off the middle pick and roll. There was a small man, and Krivas just throws it up where he's the only one who can get it. Big time finish for the big fellow.
Motiez Krivas, 7 points, 3 of 4 from the field. He missed the 3-point shot. Thought if he had made that, the house would have come down. Because it was late in the shot clock when he took it. 1 for 1 from the line in this ball game. 7 points in 27 minutes. He had 4 rebounds. He did turn it over, but he had 2 blocks, including the one big one at the end. He also had a steal in the contest as the Wildcats, on a buzzer beater by Jaden Bradley, knock off the Iowa State Cyclones 82-80 to send the Cyclone faithful home and not to the championship game on Saturday. That'll be the U of A, and that'll be a 3 p.m. tip-off tomorrow. Our coverage will begin at 11:30 in the morning with Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. A quick check of your Goldberg and Osborne scoreboard. Back in Kansas City, 2nd seed Houston leading number 3 seed Kansas. Currently 29-22 winner will face the Wildcats. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We're going to head back to Kansas City right now and hear from the Cyclones after their loss to the Wildcats in heartbreaking fashion.
You're comfortable if you could give us some general comments about the game?
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to congratulate Arizona. They're tremendous program. Coach Lloyd does a terrific job. They have an outstanding team, and they've got a lot in front of them. So they deserve all the credit. They were able to make one more play tonight. When it comes down to our group, I'm proud of the fight, the compete, for us to win the rebounding battle against that team, for our leaders to continue to step up for us. Unfortunately, we're one play away, and at the same time, our guys are playing terrific basketball. They should hold their head high, and we know we have our best still in front of us. We're going to use this game moving forward as motivation to be even better come next week.
Okay, please remember to raise your hand. Let us get a wireless mic. Let's go on the right here on the front row.
Henry Annan, the Iowa State Daily. Coach, how do you move past this, losing on a buzzer beater? The mindset behind losing like this, what do you put an emphasis on?
Yeah, our guys started building their mindset in June. When we got here 9 months ago, their mindset is about mental toughness. It's a next play mentality. It's a togetherness. It's a unity. And that's what we live out every single day. So just like the games we win, we don't focus as much on the outcome. We take all the experiences that are there for us, and we make sure that we use that to help give us the grit and resolve we need to move forward. We will absolutely do that after this opportunity.
Let's go on the left on the front row.
Travis Hines, Des Moines Register. TJ, it looked like you were agonizing whether or not to call timeout before that last defensive possession. Just walk us through your thinking in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times we would call a timeout, late from a defensive standpoint to get our defense set. We felt good about our guys. We want to be able to communicate. We had a little extra time with the ball kind of rolling around, so we had extra time to communicate that we wanted to be in our switch 5. And so a lot of times we call a timeout to do that, but because of the flow of the game, we're able to establish that. And look, at the end of the day, I mean, Killian guarded Bradley as perfectly as you could guard him. I mean, there's, for us as a defensively, again, Bradley's a winning player, a fierce competitor, and at the same time, you know, the offensive possession that they had and Killian being right there. You know, if you're on the defensive side of things, with the exception of knowing that Bradley's such a competitor, you'd take that side of the equation, you know, most nights.
Let's go on the right side on the third row.
For the players, Pat Forty from Sports Illustrated, have either of you been in a game with that level of shot making down the stretch in a really tight game before?
It kind of reminded me a little bit of last year at when we played BYU here. Curtis Jones was going crazy, and kind of a little bit like that reminded me of that game.
Yeah, I would agree with Los. I think it was a really intense game, and all credit to them, they came out with it.
Let's go over here on the left.
Liam Howard, Skill Buff Sports. For Coach, obviously not the result you wanted, but with that, to make that play to tie the game with time winding down, Milan, the way that he'd been shooting the ball, I think a lot of the general attention would have been to him to get that. Take me through the choice, though, to get that ball to Taman and just that play as well.
Yeah, that was great coaching. That's exactly what that was right there. No. Look, at the end of it, if you think about it, all of our leaders and captains who drive us every single day, not only do they make so many heroic plays defensively, but offensively. I mean, Joshua hits a big one. Milan hits a big one. Taman hits a big one late. And I think, you know, more than that possession, it's a group of guys who love playing for each other, love sharing the basketball, and there's no ego. So even though we all know that Milan's the best shooter in the country, and I don't think that's debatable, we also have tremendous confidence in Taman. And for him to step up, you know, I believe that was the first three he had hit for the night. He shot it great the last two nights. But for him to step up and knock down that shot, we have all the confidence in the world in him to do it, and I'm proud of him for stepping up and doing it. So, again, we've got confidence in all of our guys, and especially, you know, the guys that drive and lead us every single day.
Let's go over here on the left.
Matt Norlander, CBS Sports. This is for both players. Milan, you're only the fourth player to ever make at least 8 3-pointers in a Big 12 tournament game. And then the stats here down the stretch, the teams combined to make 11 of your final 13 shots on both sides, and that included 7 made threes in that stretch. Can you just, both of you, articulate, I guess you, Joshua, first, what it's like to be involved for 40 minutes in a high-level game between two national title contenders, and for the flurry and fury of those final few minutes, what is it like to actually experience that going back and down, up and down the floor?
I think it's an amazing feeling. I think the most important thing is staying focused throughout the whole 40 minutes, and especially down the stretch, making every single play that you can. And I think when we're able to execute the way we did, it's going to give us a lot of chances to win a lot of those close games. You know, they just hit a tough shot at the end of the game, but I'm proud of my team and how they fought in the last 4 minutes.
I think it was just a real fun game. I mean, it's obviously not the result we wanted, and we obviously wanted to be in the championship tomorrow, but like you said, down the stretch, it was bucket after bucket, and I mean, the crowd was great tonight, so it was a really fun game, but obviously not the result we wanted.
All right, well, you got the answer to your question there, J-Dub. 11 of the last 13 shots in the game were made. 7 of those 11 shots were three-pointers.
By the way, right before I started driving over here, I did see about 2,927 comments calling this the best game of the entire year. Wow. Like from an area, no, literally. Like that's all anybody. I'm talking about every fan base across the country were making those comments. And Kelvin, from my perspective, like that first 10 minutes might have been the ugliest first 10 minutes of any game I've seen Arizona play all year. But that's why. It's because in a crazy, super high intensive environment like that, to make, 12 out of the last 16? I mean, that's unreal. The shot making down the stretch of that game was nuts.
Yeah, no, man. It was a great game. I mean, again, as an Arizona fan, you don't like the start. But to see your team battle back and fight back, man, I always say that you find out people's true character when they're down. So you can get a chance to see how they react. And that's how you know these guys are a true team. Brandon Berries was over there cheering, you know, for Dell'Orso, the way Dell'Orso has been cheering for him all year. And people, you got to understand, that's been tough. You're a senior. You started last year. You basically started your whole career. And your last year, you're asked to, for the better of the team, come off the bench. And it's actually better for the team. And you know, okay, and you feel good about it because y'all winning, but it kind of, you know, it sucks on the inside, J-Dub, to have to come out the starting lineup and your team ends up one of the best teams in the country. But to be able to make plays in big games, to still get his minutes and to have these opportunities. Coach told him all season that these opportunities would come. To see Dell'Orso step up in that moment, man, was just great basketball, and that's what this is all about: being in these moments and figuring out a way to win.
All the great teams I've ever seen over the past 40 years, guys, have guys on the bench who've made sacrifices. Right? I mean, Florida last year. How deep was Florida last year? How deep was UConn when they won back-to-back? I mean, it's not about the starting five. It's about one of those guys gets in foul trouble. One of those guys sprains an ankle, Kelvin. The guy who's been sitting on the bench for 25 games and has only gotten spot 8-10 minutes. Now, that's not Dell'Orso's situation. He's been playing 20-plus minutes every game. But you got to stay ready at all times. There's a lot of guys on a lot of teams in America sitting on the bench, Kelvin, who could put up 20 on any given night.
Yeah.
And this Arizona team with 7 20-point scorers throughout the season, I mean, is the epitome of that. So, as I just said, I always expect Delly to step up in those big moments when his team needs him to be a go-to scorer.
And our team that won the national championship had a few guys that came off the bench that helped as well. So that makes you understand having those guys. And another guy I thought about was, and I'm thinking about Berries is Booker up in Phoenix. He was off the bench up at in Kentucky,
right?
When he played there. So yeah, it's a lot of valuable guys. The great teams that win it have a great bench, and what that bench also is people don't understand great competition at practice, and having those competitions at practice to me gets you ready to be in these type of games.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. 520-848-1290. Let's go to the phones and hear from Howie. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the post-game show.
Hey, guys, money game, man. That's what it was. Hey, I was wondering something, see what you guys think. The reporter for ESPN didn't bring Tommy on during halftime because the team was losing, I think, to talk to the team that was up. Anyway, Tommy said there was some miscommunication among the coaches at the start of the game. And I was wondering, I'm sitting here watching the game, and we're getting beat up, and I'm wondering, why is it taking so long to bring Owaka into that game? It took them, I don't have the numbers here like you guys, and it seemed like with the team getting beat up like that, I would have had Owaka in about the first minute or two, because he's a tough guy and he's a hustler. And it seemed like Krivas needed some help. I mean, those Cyclone players were all over us. Like, I can't cuss in here, but, I think they should have. Something happened. They didn't put him in quick enough.
So now,
that's my only.
JW mentioned that. Was that did they interview? I imagine they interviewed him coming out before the start of the second half.
We didn't hear
that.
No, we didn't hear from Tommy. What we heard was their ESPN sideline reporter.
Said that. Okay.
No, ESPN sideline reporter interviewed Tommy on the way out, and then she paraphrased after halftime, coming into the start of the second half. She said, "I did have a chance to talk to Coach Lloyd before he went into the locker room." And he said some of the struggles early on might have been due to a miscommunication from assistant coaches. Now, you got to think it's a 24-hour turnaround, Kelvin. So, of course, they have a scout on Iowa State. But apparently, I'm assuming, Kelvin, it had something to do with how they were going to guard the high pick and roll, because that's what Iowa State was doing with those shooters. But something was a little loose early. And it doesn't take too long to get everybody on the same page, because they've had scouts from different types of offenses all year long. But apparently that had something to do with what their side, ESPN was paraphrasing of Tommy Lloyd's interview going into the locker room at halftime.
And I also think it has something to do with being, a great coach. A lot of great coaches take it on is that if when the players are not playing well, it's something that I didn't teach them. It's a mistake that we must have had because all the guys are not playing well right now. So as a coaching staff, you take that on like, hey, there's something wrong with the way that we articulate it, or something wrong with our game plan, and we need to adjust that. And that's how you keep confidence in your players. When you go in the locker room, you say, hey, guys, that's on me. This is what we need to do now, right? You give them a remedy. You don't sit back and point fingers. You're not playing hard, and you're not doing this, you're not doing that. We're all sneaking it up right now, right? Okay? So here's the adjustment, and let's see if we can go out and come together, and make it happen. And they did.
Yeah, losers point fingers.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kelvin. That's exactly the way to do it. That's the psychology of it. You know, you keep the team together as a team that way. But, you know, it was really weird. It was messy in the beginning. And I don't know. I kept saying to my wife, like, why aren't, you know, she watches the games with me, like, why aren't they putting a Waka in there, you know?
Oh, and let me say something about that. The reason why you don't go right to Awaka is because Awaka and Pete basically plays the same position, and you didn't want to take Crevis out right then because he was playing pretty well. And so you don't want to affect the confidence of your guys, man. You know, these guys got you to this moment, and usually Pete comes out around that first break, right? And then you come with a Walker. You don't really want to change that up because that kind of shows that, you know, you want the guys believing in you as well. You want to believe in them, and so you give him that opportunity. You know, you hate to see your team get down like that, but I remember Coach Olsen used to do the same thing. You want to be stoic in those moments. You want your players to see that you're not panicking. If the players see panic on you, then they're gonna panic. Tommy didn't panic. He didn't panic and call the timeout. He didn't panic and say, "Oh, let's switch everybody out." Whatever. He said, "Let's fight through this and let's see, you know, if we can find our way up out of this thing." And they did.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Howie, when you said that about bringing a walk in 1 minute of the game. You want to continue your philosophy of substituting that you've done throughout the entire season. And number two, there is no one guy solution when everybody's getting out hustled to the ball. So everybody on Arizona's team in that first couple of minutes, they were not getting loose balls. 50-50 balls were all for the Cyclones.
Oh.
So, yes, we know that that's what Tobe Awaka is all about. But like Kelvin said, there's always going to be moments, 2, 3, 4 minute moments in the game where the players, they got to dig deep, Kelvin. They got to find a way through that lull. They got to find a way to get their heads on right because nobody's coming for you, right? And that regular rotation of the first time out, outside of some crazy early foul trouble, like we saw Braden Burries pick up 2 early ones in that first game versus Florida, you got to make sure you can fight through those because there's always going to be times, especially late in games, Howie. Think about a late game scenario where you got no timeouts left. Coaching staff got no timeouts left, and you got a 2-minute stretch where you got to figure things out on your own. There will always be times the players had to get through little lulls, so that's just the way they coach. That's a great coaching. That's a great philosophy to coaching, is letting the players, like Coach Olsen, super famous for letting players fight their way through the hard times because it's going to happen. It's not easy. Everything's not easy. It's going to be hard. Find your way through it.
You know, I got to tip my hat off to the Cyclones. I thought they played great, you know, and I didn't see many turnovers. I mean, those guys were just, you know, they're playing really good ball, you know.
Yeah, they're a great team. They've been a top 5 team all year. I mean, they are well deserving of that. They didn't play they didn't play up to their level, guys, when we saw them in McHale Center. I mean, that was a lot to do with Jefferson and Momcilovic. Arizona kind of took those 2 guys out. Arizona cruised to the lead. But this team we saw tonight, that's Iowa State.
Yeah, they were on it, you know. They weren't giving up for 1 second. And like I said, how many turnovers did they have? Not many. You guys got the stats there?
They had 12, I think, total.
12.
Arizona had more in the first half, and Iowa State had more in the second half.
Yeah. I mean, they were just doing what they had to do, playing tough basketball. You know, it was more like a street game kind of thing. The refs were letting them, you know, get a little handsy, but it was entertaining, you know. I think why a lot of people called up and said it was a great game because the refs let the players play in that game.
Can we talk about those fouls, Kelvin? The fouls are like 2 minutes left, and Arizona only had 4 team fouls, and there was one possession where they fouled 3 times.
Right.
Real quick. Yeah. Like they fouled, like, okay, I would say guy caught the ball, let's foul him. Like that, I don't know what that was, but that's not the way to do that. What you do is you foul. Now, when Momcilovic is coming around a curl and he's been hot and he might get a shot off, that Karchenkov foul I get. But the one after that, especially the one that put them at 6, like they basically ran a second or 2 seconds off the clock before they fouled. And then at that point, you got the key to fouling. And who was it, Houston? Or you made that point, Kelvin, on a post game where some team was super hyper aggressive at the very end of the game because they weren't over the bonus, so they could be aggressive. You want to do that. You want to be aggressive on defense, but like intentionally fouling 3 times up.
Yeah.
with however many minutes that was to go. I don't know about that.
I think what the strategy was where they were, I think, down 3, right? The other team was down 3, so they was trying to foul them before they got a 3-point shot off. And I think they was trying to foul them, again, as I said, before they started to go into motion of shooting the 3-point, so they didn't get the 3 free throws. So I think they tried to run it down, but he ended up hitting the big 3 anyway to tie it. But that's what they were doing. They was just trying to get fouls on them before they could get shots up, and that's usually a strategy that coaches use late in the game.
I'm trying to find it in the box. Yeah, it was with 45 seconds left to go. Arizona had an 80-77 lead. There was a foul with 41 seconds left, 35 seconds left, and 31 seconds left. So 3 fouls in 10 seconds of game time.
Yeah. I understand they had fouls to give, but it just looked a little strange, too. Yeah, I didn't understand it either, JW.
Well, if here it is right here. If they would have fouled them and they went to 1-1, which is kind of what they wanted. You wanted to keep fouling to force them to the free throw line, but sometimes you panic a little bit right there and don't do the last foul, because basically they needed one more foul to put them in 1-1, right? They needed one more foul to put them in 1-1, and now they're going to have to do some miraculous play to miss the free throw or something to try to get it punched back out to score. So the strategy is foul them and force them to shoot 2 free throws, and you still up 1 point. You see it?
Yeah.
But right there, we ended up not fouling before the guy got that 3-point shot off.
The only reason it does make sense to me the way they did it was because with 3:42 to go, 3-pointer by Montilovic. With 2:45 to go, 3-pointer by Montilovic. With 2:03 to go, 3-pointer by Joshua Jefferson. They had knocked down 3 consecutive 3-pointers in the minute and 10 minutes of gameplay leading up to that sequence of fouling 3 times. So they had just come down, Kelvin, and knocked 3 consecutive 3-pointers down.
And another thing, those fouls was on Milan. I think it was what's his name that hit the 3? It wasn't Milan though. It was the little guard that hit the 3 because they was trying to make sure that he didn't take the 3.
Taman Lipsy?
Lipsy.
Yeah, at the
Lipsy's
end,
the one who made the 3. Right?
To tie, yeah.
Right. They were trying to make sure that Milan didn't. You go back and look at the fouls. I guarantee you 2 of those fouls was on Milan because they didn't want.
Because 2 of them were on Karchenkov, and Karchenkov was on.
They did not want him to get the ball. They'd rather put him in 1-1 instead of letting him catch it and knock down a 3 on him. It's pretty good strategy because Tipsy was hurt. He had just came back from being hurt.
Lipsy.
I'm sorry, Tipsy. Lipsy was hurt, and he had came back in, so you don't expect him to knock that shot down. It was pretty deep as well, but, he's a senior, and he came through right there. But it was just a strategy of saying we'd rather foul Milan than to let him knock down another 3. He had just, like you said, he just knocked down 2 or 3 right before
that. Dude was so hot, yeah. I mean, they were joking that it was basically Dell'Orso and Momcilovic just in a game of horse, more or less.
That's like one of those things. I'll screw this up in explaining it where, you foul somebody and let them get to the line and you're still up 1 instead of not fouling them and let them get down and shoot a 3 and tie the game. You know what I'm talking about when coaches debate that? It's another one of those deals, right?
Yep. That's exactly what happened. And Lipsy knocked down the shot. They wanted anybody to shoot it except for Milan, and they got that. But again, man, just a big shot right there. But you got a senior in Bradley who got the ball, and like Coach said, I don't think he looked over there. I think he waved those guys down, and he wasn't going to pass that ball right there unless they brought a double. He looked around and he seen that they were singling them up, and he said he at least got to get a shot off with the clock running down. He wasn't going to give them an opportunity to get another shot off. It was going to either be overtime or his shot to win it.
Howie, we got to roll. Thank you for the call.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. Let's get a break in, and we'll take more of your calls. 8280, number 2 ranked Arizona, number 1 seed Wildcats beat the Cyclones in the Big 12 semifinal 82-80, and they are on to the championship game on Saturday. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. We'll hear from Ivan Karchenkov as well coming up with Mackenzie Hamilton after the game. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Day in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
In Tucson, Cool Willie's knows desert dust, dirt, and debris are the #1 AC killers when the heat hits. That's why our signature tune-up is the best way to get your system summer ready. Right now, we're offering a preseason AC reset, a deep internal clean where our technicians remove built-up dust, restore airflow, and prep your home before temperatures spike. First-time customers get their preseason AC reset for just $39, normally $129. Appointments fill fast before the first heat wave. Go to coolwillies.com and click Book Now.
At Goldberg & Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and 2-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't scare me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit essentialpest.com.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care with Mad March savings all month long. Now's the time to save big with big deals on major brand tires like the long-lasting, quiet-riding Michelin Defender 2 and slam dunk savings on automotive repairs with big rebates up to $100. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's 14 convenient locations are ready to assist on your next championship drive. Check out jackfurriers.com for even more savings. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Broadway in Tucson presents the 20th anniversary season featuring 7 Tucson premieres, including Disney's Beauty and the Beast, Hell's Kitchen, Moulin Rouge, The Wiz, Back to the Future, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and more. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2025-2026 season tickets today.
Coach, Tommy Lloyd here with the Right Way team. Great news. Free furnace season has been extended through the end of March. Have you been thinking about replacing your heating and cooling system this year? To spark business, we're giving away an 80% gas furnace or a heat pump air handler with the purchase of a new air conditioning system.
And we're offering up to 60 months no interest financing, manufacturer and energy efficiency rebates, and 10-year parts and labor warranty.
Call or text 520-200-2422 to book your free estimate today or visit rightwayac.com.
If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
It's Truck Month at O'Reilly Chevrolet, and supplier pricing is going on right now. That means huge savings on some of our most popular vehicles. Get up to $12,475 off the 2026 Silverado LD, up to $7,500 off the 2025 Blazer EV, and up to $2,500 off the 2026 Traverse. Truck Month is happening now, so don't miss out. Find us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or go to O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
Are you planning a home renovation? Getting quotes on windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, or flooring? Before you commit, visit the Window Depot and make sure you're not overpaying. The Window Depot is your one-stop shop for top quality products at the lowest prices. We're locally owned and operated with no installers and no middlemen, so you save big. Perfect for DIYers, contractors, and homeowners. Visit a location near you or shop online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Ready to update your kitchen, create a spa-inspired bathroom, or a backyard oasis? Put the equity in your home to work for you with a home equity line of credit from Hughes. Borrow between $10,000 and $250,000 and enjoy flexible terms and no prepayment penalties. With Hughes Federal Credit Union's one-rate guarantee, there's no switching rates based on your credit score. All our members get our same low rate. Learn more at hughesfcu.org/HELOC. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Certain restrictions apply.
Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, a full wrap-up of today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Tommy Lloyd, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Around Awaka, gets to the free throw line, stops there, bounce pass down to Awaka, pump fake, lay it up and in, and the Wildcats have taken their first lead.
Beautiful job there. Ivan Karchinkov has been a facilitator. He's broken the press, the zone down by getting into the paint.
Toby Awaka, again, another double-double. He had a 12 and 12 yesterday, 10 and 10 today, 5 of 9 from the field. Missed his only free throw. Wildcats were 10 of 16 from the line. So, again, not ideally what you'd like. Koa Pete missed 2 more early in the game. And, again, that's what I said my biggest issue is probably with him shooting free throws, and then everybody else kind of just missed 1, and that adds up to going just 10 of 16 from the line. But the Wildcats win it 82-80 as Jaden Bradley knocks down the jumper at the buzzer and to beat the Cyclones.
24 combined free throws might be a season low, guys.
Yeah.
Only 8 free throws for the Cyclones, only 16 for the Cats.
They let them play.
Like in these type of moments right here, and Coach Lloyd built this team for that. This is not one of those soft teams. They're physical from the point guard all the way down to the 8, 9 man, 10 man on the team. So he built this team exactly for this, understanding that these are the type of battles versus the Houstons of the worlds and the Connecticut's and the Floridas. Those are the type of battles you're going to have to be able to win. When they get ugly, you're going to have to get uglier.
Real quick, before we go back to the phones, our listeners are very smart. Mm-hmm. I am very dumb. A Scott just called in, and Kelvin, check this out. He said 45 seconds to go. Cyclones get the ball. 3 fouls. 11 seconds go off the clock. And Scott called in and he's like, I think the reason they did that was so they could have the final possession. So 45 seconds on the shot clock, they cut 12 seconds off the game clock with those 3 fouls, ensuring that regardless of what Iowa State did in that final possession for them, it would be under the 35-second threshold. Arizona would have the shot clock turned off. So a big reason why those 3 fouls occurred in only 14 seconds. It was 45 seconds to 31 was the third foul. So 45 to 31. But that ensured under 35, the 31 seconds left on the game clock after that third foul meant that Arizona would get the final possession.
And that was Scott that said that?
Scott did. He couldn't get on the air, but kudos to our smart listeners.
Nice.
Scott, well, all of our listeners are smart, and Scott was the one who called in and made me look. I didn't even think of it that way, and that's I'm embarrassed because that's such a good call. I mean, that's exactly the reason, Kelvin, why they did that. They definitely were clock managing in that last possession. I didn't like the third foul. I thought it was a little bit rushed. I think that they inbounded it. I think that only 3 seconds went off the clock on that third foul. I think you could let the play develop a little bit more and clean up a little bit more time. But definitely the reason why is they were trying to ensure they had the last shot.
520-848-1290. Let's go back to the phones and to Kansas City, where Anthony saw it all. What did it look like to you, brother?
Oh, man, I've lost my voice. After Arizona hit the shot, I lost my dignity. I lost my dignity after, like, the celebrating, the screaming, the yelling. I looked like a fool, but Scott just stole my thunder, man. I was gonna say that exactly. What they did basically was what Scott said, is they stopped them. They kept them from shooting the three, but they did run the time off to get, like, exactly what happens. Because say they score a 2-point basket with 34 seconds, 35 seconds, 36 seconds. At that point in time, they could play defense, and if we don't score, they have the ball to try to win it with a couple seconds. So Lloyd got it under 30. If they score a 2-point basket, they have to foul us, and then it's a free throw shooting game. If he doesn't, if they don't score, they still have to foul us. Or if they hit the three, we control our own destiny. And that's what basically happened. He hit the three, controlled his own destiny. But tonight, basically, that was a road game. Now the Iowa State game. From yesterday, what I told you guys, empty arena. This tonight broke an attendance record. They showed it on the screen for the Big 12 tournament. Attendance record was broken, but once that game was over, that place emptied out quickly. It was pretty crazy. But here's what. Me and my buddy Artemio, I want to give a shout out to him. We were talking about this. Where this is what team basketball is all about. You had our leader Bradley. He scored 15, but then you look at our fifth scoring option on the starting five. Our sixth and seventh man basically took us home. You had Dell'Orso, basically the Thunder down under. Dell'Orso.
Thunder down under. I like that.
Yeah, the Thunder down under. They get all those shots, boom, at the bottom of that net, man. And then you had Ivan just doing what he does, just impacting the game in many different ways. And then you had Owaka come in, 10 rebounds, 10 points. Yeah, he missed the free throw, but like the thing is, Koa had a bad game, and when they were able to get Koa deep in the in the paint, they were able to back him up, get a little hook. Yeah, they tried to bump into Owaka, and that was like running into a wall. It was like his defense was a completely different story. And then our two superstar freshmen, they had bad games today, but that's what team basketball is all about. Is what you call it. You fall. Like on one of the times when your stars are struggling, you go to sometimes the most unlikely people. Dell'Orso had that bad January, but man, now after tonight's performance, I wouldn't trade anything at all. That Koa P getting injured was a big confidence boost for him because he got those 2 games where he took over, and he was letting everybody once he hit a three, he was turning around, finding somebody in the stands and just yelling at him. And so it was a pretty amazing game. It was one of the best games I've ever seen in person, honestly.
That's a good memory.
One of the things. Yes. Oh, yeah, definitely. And Iowa State fans, they have to hate us, man. Caleb Love, and then now Jaden Bradley.
Yeah, right. 3 games and 2 buzzer beaters.
Yeah.
I know, Anthony, one of the reasons why Cyclones, number one, it's a couple hours away. But number 2, they've won 5 out of the last 11 Big 12 tournament championships. So, I mean, the Cyclones, it's not just the fans who represent themselves well in Kansas City or wherever they've held the Big 12 tournament prior to it. They've won 5 out of 11. So, I mean, the Iowa State team has always showed up big in this tournament, especially in recent memory.
Yeah, and class act fans, man. We walked out. We thought, we walked out there. We had fans coming up, hugging us, telling us good game, stuff like that. They were class act from this whole weekend.
I don't think you can complain, Kelvin, about a loss like that because both teams balled out. Both teams brought it. Both teams lunch pailed it. Both teams were on the floor hustling. The shot making down the stretch, 13 out of 16 or whatever it was to finish the game. As a fan on either side, that's the ultimate tip your cap, and that's the ultimate, man, we played great. They played a little better. I mean, I don't know. I've seen the same. I've seen nothing but congratulations and good games from a lot of Cyclones fans because how could you not? I mean, how could you be bitter? It wasn't as if you got jobbed by the refs or it wasn't as if, there was some silliness that happened. Both teams played great and, it could have gone either way. It could have gone to overtime, could have gone to 10 overtimes. Just a really good basketball game.
And it was great defense on that last possession for them.
Right.
I mean, he was right there.
Both of them. Like
you can't.
Both the 2 middies that Jaden Bradley hit. He hit 2 middies in that closing stretch, and both of those were super well defended.
super well. Fading away. I mean, I don't know what better defense you could play than forcing a guy away to a deeper fading away from his strong hand in his face to a high point. I almost think the defense helped him make the shot.
Yeah, basically they made him focus and let him get off that shot. Another thing on that is that shot reminded me so much of NBA Eastern Conference semifinals. Kawhi Leonard hitting the shot over Philadelphia, falling into his own sideline, and the team mugging him. That like it was the same thing. Bradley hits it, falls into his own sideline. His team mugs him as the time runs out. Another thing my buddy Artemio threw out to me, which is true. Look at the evolution of Tommy Lloyd. A couple years ago, basically Jaden Bradley could do everything wrong, and Tommy Lloyd stuck with them in key points. A lot of times he would always, not make the adjustments. He saw that Pete and Burries didn't have it tonight. Last 2 minutes, where were those two guys at?
On the bench.
Yep, but what they were cheering on in that, but he was able to make that adjustment and say, you know what, this is what's working, and I'm going to go with that. But you know what? I see Burries and Bradley going, not Burries and Bradley, sorry, Burries and Pete having big games tomorrow. It's going to be his first, Cole Pete's first time seeing Houston this year. I think he's going to be eager, and they're both going to want to bounce back. So
I can see, I can see Burries not playing.
Yeah, we'll see. Sick or injured?
Yeah, that didn't look good. I can see him not playing tomorrow. I don't think it's even worth it because they're in the championship game. I 100% hope they win it, but we need Burries back for the tournament.
Did you see the handshake line?
I did.
So Dell's going down the handshake line. He puts his right hand out, and then the dude goes through him, and he held his thumb for the next 3 minutes. And it kept shaking it off like this. Deli, like he got his thumb super extended over. So, yeah, I mean, Burries with the wraps on his, I think it was his calf and his hammy. And it looked like Deli was a little shaken up there just at the end of the game. So, yeah, I mean, staying healthy and being as healthy as possible, obviously going into next week is the most important thing.
What did they say about Burries? That's the one bad thing about being at the game. You don't get to see that. What did they say or what did it look like?
They didn't say anything specific. They just said he had a wrap on the sideline, and they showed the wrap, and they just said he wasn't, and he only played 20 minutes.
Right.
So, yeah. I mean,
anything dealing with your legs, you're not going to recover the next day. And especially now, if you didn't have a tournament coming up that really means way more than this right here, then, of course, you play him. But the NCAA tournament, you need him way more to be as fresh as possible in that game than to worry about playing him tomorrow to win this game. You got Deli. Deli is playing well. I think you go with that.
Yeah, well, man, I didn't see that, and that's some good info. Yeah, I mean, if that's the way they have to go, let's sit them. If we have to sit them for the 16 seed, sit them, get them ready for Saturday or for Sunday. Actually, the games are Friday, Sunday. So if that's the case, then yeah, I agree with you guys. You know what? And just to be double safe, have them dress out on Friday. And if we got this under control, then just get them that week of rest.
Yeah, J-Rock, right?
J-Rock does. He's the best trainer out there.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend.
That's for sure.
I'm not going to pretend to play doctor on the radio, but I will say that J-Rock knows best, and whatever he says Braden Burry should do, that's what the young man should do.
Anthony, where's the post-game party?
It's at not the Gaslight. It's what is it, guys? Power Light. I got my friends here, my wife, and him and his wife, and we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna go. Try not get arrested tonight.
Yeah, don't get arrested, Anthony. We need you in the crowd tomorrow. There ain't enough of us out there, so you got to be there.
What do you guys need from here, man? What do you guys need from here?
DK needs.
I wish I could Uber eat you guys some some barbecue, but that's not possible. It's a little too far.
Hey, where'd you go last night?
So, what was it? B39? B39. Q39. Q39.
Yeah.
And guys, if you guys ever get out here, Q39
okay.
was
So,
phenomenal.
Anthony, real quick, we had a guest on our pregame who played at Iowa State in the early 70s and has been in the broadcast booth for them for over 40 years. And he said Q39 is his favorite spot in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
And if you think the Iowa State fans travel down there, he's been down there every single year that they're down in that tournament. So, yeah, you hit up the right spot, apparently.
Oh, we're hitting it up again tomorrow. We're hitting up again tomorrow, and if I can sneak any on the plane, I will.
All right. Hey, Anthony, we'll look forward to hearing from you tomorrow.
Okay, definitely. I'm going to call you if I need bond money.
There we go. We got you, brother. We got you.
Bond down.
Bear down, guys. What do you call it? We'll be speaking after tonight. We'll be speaking after tonight, hopefully 7 more times.
There we go. 7 more times. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. Let's real quick head back to Kansas City and hear Mackenzie Hamilton with Ivan Karchinkov after the Wildcats win 82-80 at the buzzer.
Ivan, this is March. Back and forth swings there. Buzzer beater ending. What was ultimately the difference maker for your team tonight?
I think our culture, the energy we brought today. Yesterday was not as good of an energy, but we still got the dub. But we put emphasis on our energy level, and we knew that we have to do it, especially Iowa playing at home basically, and it just pays off.
Iowa State had all the momentum to start off the game. What adjustments did you guys make that allowed you guys to chip away at what was at one point a 12-point lead?
They made everything at the beginning, and we didn't play our best defense, not as physical, not as energetic as we should. And then, after for the first time out, we said, hey, guys, we cannot, keep doing like that. And we came here to win. So, we just, figured it out, played even harder than we did, and, just chipped away at it a little bit.
You were a big catalyst in gaining back that lead, erasing that deficit. You hit back-to-back from deep, 17 points total for you this game, 6 for 9 from the floor. What was contributing to your hot hand?
Just, not forcing it, just letting the game come to me. And I feel like I did that a little bit. And, the bigs did a pretty good job, sealing and setting me so I'm open. And, the teammates found me when I'm, sliding and cutting. Yeah, just playing the ball, the game the right way.
You told me yesterday, after yesterday's game, that you guys knew facing Iowa State today, you're going to have to create your own energy, really band together. How did you see that play out from your team?
At the beginning, it was not as good, but then when we kind of had to start chipping it away, and we're in not as good as a position as we wanted to be. I felt like that even bonded us even more together and gave us also some energy. And then, of course, the last shot was perfect.
How does that last shot in this win ultimately set the tone for the championship game tomorrow?
We have 2 hours to celebrate until this game is over. Then we have to lock it back in again. The only good thing is, we have 2 more hours to recover than the other team that plays today. And, it's just crazy, It's good that we won. It's good that he hit the shot. It's March, basically. But, yeah, we got to lock it back in 2 hours.
Congrats on this win, and best of luck tomorrow in the championship.
Thank you.
2-hour rule. There you go. 82-80, the final score. Quick check of the Goldberg and Osborne, the injury lawyer scoreboard in Kansas City. The other semifinal, Houston is taking over. They have held Kansas to 27 points through about 25 minutes of this game.
27 points in 25 minutes.
Yeah, that's nuts. Nuts for sure. Defense, great defense by Houston. 45-27 is the score there. Cougars are leading by 18 with about 14 minutes to go in that contest. 520-848-1290 is the number. Let's hear from our guy, Paul in Phoenix. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the post-game show.
Guys, I'll be quick. Do you think Houston's playing ASU in that game or something? Or what's going on with that? Anyway, no. Okay, so a couple things real quick. J-Dub, I love you, but you know what? As a fan, watching games in the past, when my team, does not have enough fouls getting close to that 7, foul threshold, right? And you're at 3 fouls or 2 fouls, and you're behind in a game, right? The one thing that kills you at the end is then the team has it with 45 seconds left, and what do? They inbound it at the other end of the court, right? They throw it to the other end, and you kill off 5 seconds and kill off 5 seconds, and next thing you know, you're finally forced them to a 1-and-1, okay? But, of course, we had the lead. I think the strategy was spot on by our coaches, by everybody. It was a way of them saying, hey, we got to get this thing just in case they hit a three-pointer to go up on us by 1, or if we need to have that foul. You don't want to be stuck at 5 fouls with 8 seconds to go and you're down by 1 and you got to foul them, and then all of a sudden they inbound at the other end of the court, they run around for 3 or 4 seconds, and now it's down to 4 seconds. So we'll leave that one. We'll leave that one dead right there where it's at. But I understand what everybody's saying. I think our strategy was spot on. It was good, and I think they'd do it again if they had to do it again.
I don't know if anybody addressed that with him after the game. I did not hear that in the postgame. We'll play the postgame again later on before we get out of here. But I don't know that anybody addressed that whole foul thing in the press.
Well, I don't
all
think
I
so,
was
but
talking about, Paul, is against BYU. Against BYU, Arizona had a 20-point lead with 11 minutes to go. That was the game, Kelvin. 20-point lead with 11 minutes to go. But because BYU only had 2 fouls, they played this hyper-aggressive full-court thing, and they could – you mentioned this, Kelvin, after that game, was the reason why they got back into it was because of how overly aggressive they could be because they had so many fouls to give. And that's all I was saying, Paul, is that in a situation, obviously there's 45 seconds left there, but because you're nowhere near the bonus, it's just the perfect opportunity to play really aggressive defense, really, really fight through those screens, really. But what they ended up doing was intentionally fouling. I mean, those fouls were meant for the refs to see them. That's all I was saying.
Yep. No, you're right. You're right. So another thing, and back, David, like you said, the media quote of the year or quote or segment of the year is Tommy Lloyd. Okay, he mentions in there. He said, kind of like I'm not putting words in his mouth. Kind of like I screwed up in the first half. I had a timeout to use. I used it, and Iowa State scored 9 points. He said. So he didn't let him go. And he said in his press conference, he purposely said, JB did not look over at me when JB was running down the clock. He didn't look over at me because I wasn't going to call a timeout. And I think that's where the whole trust thing goes. All those 5 guys on the court and all the bench, they knew Coach isn't going to call it. He's told us what we need to do, and let us do it. And what had he called a timeout? Probably would have screwed everything up. But it worked out. Coach is a hero. He did the right thing in that example. So hey, you know what? The one thing I want everybody to understand. I listen to the games on the radio, and I drive my family crazy. Okay, it's at least a minute and a half ahead. I sat there, and both my wife and my daughter, for some reason they were asking me, Dad, did we score? But those last 45 seconds, those last however many seconds of Jaden Bradley. They didn't ask me, and I wasn't responding. I sat there, and I'm keeping it in, and I cheered just as loud when he hit it on TV as if I had seen it heard it for the first time.
Wow!
It drives my family crazy, but I have to do it. So I'm telling you guys, as a fan, folks, I'm telling you, Brian Jeffries, and I love Reggie Gary. I love Ryan Hansen. Probably more. I love you, Reggie. But Ryan Hansen paints such a phenomenal picture of the game. So fans, if you get a chance to listen to those games, you might be a little bit ahead. You might be sitting there with family members watching it. But if you can hear the game ahead of time, there is a little bit of stress relief because oh, good, he hit the shot. Now, at least when you look at the TV, you're not going to see a guy miss a shot because there's a pretty good chance if he hit it on the radio, he's going to hit it on the TV. So I'm just letting everybody know. It's fun listening to Brian Jeffries. That's the nice thing about it. But, hey, you know what, guys? We got one game. That's right? That's the only thing we were worried about. We got one more game to play. And then after tomorrow's game, we can talk about whatever we need to talk about that future stuff. But let's do one game. How about that?
Let's be really clear about Tommy's timeout, okay? He took the bullet, Kelvin. But go back and watch what happened. Tommy Lloyd took a timeout really late in the first half. Braden Burries came in after that timeout and threw the ball right to Iowa State. The next possession, there was a travel by Anthony Dell'Orso.
Right.
So literally out of that timeout, there were 2 bad turnovers by Arizona. So yes, Tommy Lloyd took the blame for calling a timeout late, but those two turnovers cost a lot because that's where Momcilovic made those 3 threes in a row.
And you don't want to call a timeout in that situation. First of all, the game is tied. And I got a senior point guard, we should get the last shot. So there's no reason to call a timeout right there because if we miss, guess what? We go to overtime. And if you micromanage it and you call the timeout, you don't know what defense they're going to come up with. Whereas they're on the fly, more than likely they're going to be in their man. They tried to switch. I heard the coach say they tried to go 5 switch, which is basically everybody switch. which wasn't going to really help him because JB wasn't letting the ball out of his hand, and he wasn't bringing a screen up. He told everybody to get out the way because if you bring a screen up, you're risking getting doubled and the ball getting forced out of his hand. So he was going to take that last shot. He flattened everybody out, and he went for it there. So, but yeah, as a coach, you don't want to call a timeout right there because you don't know they're going to come out with a zone. Maybe they deny your guy. Maybe they know your play. So, hey, let's just play it out right there.
My question, Coach Ifan, is if you're an opponent coach and you're going into game plan something like this, don't you draw something up? If it's a one-possession game, we're up 1, we're down 1. In the last 30 seconds, you double Jaden Bradley if he has the ball. Like, don't you already prefigure that out? Because we've seen it every single time this year that the Cats have needed a big shot at the end of games. JB does it on his own. He finds space. He gets off a little mid-range shot. The one time where he double pivoted and came back up for the lay-in was the only exception to that. But that was the one thing, was if TJ decides that no matter what happens on this final play in a tie game, that I'm not going to let the player of the year in the Big 12 Conference, who's the clutchest player so far in America all year long, be the guy to beat his man off the dribble and hit a midi. That's the only, obviously Arizona doesn't call a timeout because Iowa State sets their defense, and they probably do that. They probably talk about, hey, don't let JB get clean off of a high ball screen or whatever. But would you do that? Would you instruct your players late in the game, hey, don't let Jaden Bradley beat us under 30 seconds to go?
Kelvin, don't answer that. Kelvin, don't answer that. It's a trick question. J-Dub's trying to trick you.
No, he's not tricking me there. No, I think in that situation I wouldn't have doubled for the simple fact he had his best defender on him. And Dell'Orso starting to go off. Guys are feeling good about themselves. Everybody is making shots. So you want to kind of stay man up.
What about a blitz?
Huh?
What about a blitz? Blitz early. I'm not even talking about after he turns the corner, then you bring some extra attention. I'm talking about right away, like just don't let him do that to you.
You just worried about a foul in that situation. You don't want to put him on the foul line. You'd rather him take a contested jump shot off the dribble. You wasn't going to let him get all the way to the rim. Let's get him with a contested jump shot, and you just pray that it don't fall in, and, hey, it went against you right there. But a hand in the face, your best defender, that's their best defender that was guarding him, and he was right there. He was right there. It just it went Bradley's way.
And he got it off on what, 0.1?
Yeah.
Like, when did it leave his fingers? 0.2, maybe?
Can I pause real quick? Kansas has missed 17 straight shots in this game. 17. They've missed all 16 shots. Well, they just made one. They just made one apparently. So the scoring is a little ahead of the broadcast here. They finally got a dunk from Floria Bedinga, but they missed all 16 shots.
You want to know the number? 19% on the game.
Wow.
Ouch. Yeah.
Who are they playing? Houston?
Yeah, that would be the team they're playing. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
They've
man.
made
This
9 shots total. They've made 9 shots total.
They've made as many free throws as shots, yeah.
Well, if you
Gentlemen,
look at
I'll leave you with
Kansas offense,
this.
it's not very creative.
It's not. They're not. No, they got one guy. That's Darren Peterson. So, yeah, I'll leave you with this. I'm pleased with the fact that Mo Krivas only had 4 rebounds. He affected the defensive side a lot, but he only had 4 rebounds. Now, granted, a lot of those shots, because they're three-pointers, when they're missing, they're going out long or deep rebounds, right? But when our big guy only has 4 rebounds and Braden Burries had the game he had, I think we did okay. So this is it's good. Just next man up. That's how we're doing it, guys. Bear down. I'm looking forward to hearing Anthony tomorrow. That's my.
I don't think you're going to hear him because, I mean, how hoarse his voice was tonight already. Like, after celebrating a little bit more, he may not even be able to talk tomorrow.
That's must-see radio tomorrow, guys. Take care, guys. Bear down.
Bear down. Appreciate you, Paul in Phoenix. 520-848-1290. Before we go to break, let's find out who, if anybody, beat the book tonight.
Did the Cats beat the spread? It's time to find out how we bet the book and if we beat the book. Bet the Book is sponsored by Casino del Sol. Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, well, Arizona was a 3.5-point favorite in this game. Everybody took the Cats and laid that 3.5. They win by 2. So that is a losing play there. Over-under was 143.5. Everybody took the under, and, of course, all the three-point shooting in this game made it the over at
Way
162.
over.
Yeah, so everybody loses. I think this is the second night this year we've had everybody losing.
We haven't even talked about this yet. I don't know if you heard this from Coach Lloyd after the game. We'll probably hear it when we replay it. But apparently, DK, with the computer court and the Wilson balls, they had to overinflate the Wilson balls to get them to bounce correctly on the computer court, which is probably why we've been seeing such horrendous field goal percentages the first couple of days of the Big 12 tournament. So today, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know because Kelvin, I mean, speak from a shooter's perspective. An overinflated ball just doesn't feel right rolling off your fingertips. So that might explain why we saw such poor field goal shooting outside, of course, Kansas right now, the last few days. But today, I mean, Arizona and Iowa State were both seeing the rim real nice.
Yeah, when that thing hits the rim, it's a clank, too, if you don't get all net. So it'll shoot right off of it. It's not that nice, soft bounce that you're used to, and then when you grab the ball, it feels like no grip to it. It's just like a frozen piece of a frozen basketball or something. So I was you wondering what's going on and what adjustments they had to make to try to make it work. But just figuring out a way to get to the floor and to be able to finish this out was real good for them.
Can we please get the Big 12 Commissioner's Office to give the players the best playing surface and the best ball to compete with in the best conference in America, and emphasize that more than the most clicks on social media from your gimmick court? I mean, that's my only thing is when I heard Coach Lloyd say that today, I was like, it makes so much sense. These guys are playing with now there's no standardized ball, Nike ball here, Wilson ball there, Adidas ball there, whatever. Those are all slightly different fields, but the overinflated nature of it, I mean, I must have shot 10,000 or more threes in my life, Kelvin, and just the way that a ball feels going off your hands, it makes such a huge difference. So the fact that those guys and how hard it's going to come off that rim, it makes sense to me with the overinflated balls why we're seeing such poor shooting.
All right, so for the second time this season, going back to the Kansas game at McHale Center where everybody lost, everybody loses tonight, except for the U of A, who wins by 2.
No, everybody won because, bro, that last 10 minutes of that game was about as drama as you could possibly get. So, yeah, I mean, I think everybody won tonight watching that game, neutrals included.
There we go. Beat the book. We'll try again tomorrow.
Bet the Book is sponsored by Casino del Sol. Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf. Our Window Depot postgame coverage rolls on. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by ABC Heating and Cooling, Arizona Commercial Lighting, Blue Sky Pest Control, Broadway and Tucson's 20th anniversary season, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, First Choice Pools, Goldberg and Osborne, The Injury Lawyers, Gospel Rescue Mission, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Shamrock Heating and Cooling, Showtime Sports Cards, Tucson Appliance Company, JT Auto, Lexus of Tucson, Mr. Rooter, Recon Auto Detail, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Rocking K, a master planned community designed by nature, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Spring is in the air and our warm temperatures are about to turn hot. Now is the time to take advantage of pre-summer savings before the hot summer weather. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is offering 5-year, no-interest financing on the installation of green HVAC systems, OAC. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748, or make your appointment online at picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management. And one of the hardest things I witness is when someone passes and they hadn't updated their beneficiaries properly beforehand. We all experience change in our lives, marriage, divorce, kids, and we work very hard for what we have. Leaving your legacy exactly the way you desire is important. This is your reminder to review all of your beneficiary designations today and at least annually. Seek guidance if you need it. Call our office at 520-719-1433 for more information.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Discover your perfect vehicle at Cactus Auto, Tucson's trusted destination for certified pre-owned cars for over 30 years. They offer a wide range of certified pre-owned vehicles featuring the brands and models you love. Their finance experts are here to provide you with top dollar trade-in offers and help you find the best financing options, regardless of your credit history. With approved credit, enjoy no payments for up to 90 days. Trust Cactus Auto for quality, affordable pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all backed by incredible savings and a 7-day exchange guarantee. Visit cactusauto.com.
Wildcat fans, where do you go when the final buzzer sounds? You don't head home. You head to Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies, Tucson's home court for great food, craft beer, and nonstop fun. At Roadies, you can bowl, throw an axe, play arcade games, or grab a burger while the next game plays on the massive screens. Then, catch the newest movies right next door at Roadhouse Cinemas with luxury recliners and full in-seat dining. Game days, movie nights, anytime. Make it a win at Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies on the corner of Grant and Swan.
Morning begins in the Rincon foothills. Rocking K, a master-planned community and place to call home, offering distinct neighborhoods designed to fit your lifestyle. Explore the outdoors, walk the trails, visit Saguaro National Park. Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vail School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature. A community by design.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Ready to update your kitchen? Create a spa-inspired bathroom or a backyard oasis? Put the equity in your home to work for you with a home equity line of credit from Hughes. Borrow between $10,000 and $250,000 and enjoy flexible terms and no prepayment penalties. With Hughes Federal Credit Union's one-rate guarantee, there's no switching rates based on your credit score. All our members get our same low rate. Learn more at hughesfcu.org/HELOC. Insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. Certain restrictions apply.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
Coach, Tommy Lloyd here with the Right Way team.
Great news. Free furnace season has been extended through the end of March. Have you been thinking about replacing your heating and cooling system this year? To spark business, we're giving away an 80% gas furnace or a heat pump air handler with the purchase of a new air conditioning system.
And we're offering up to 60 months no interest financing, manufacturer and energy efficiency rebates, and 10-year parts and labor warranty.
Call or text 520-200-2422 to book your free estimate today or visit rightwayac.com.
If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Arizona ball the other way. Bradley crosses midcourt. Wildcats to their half court. Jaden will drive left to the lane. Scoop shot up and good for two.
Excellent job by Jaden Bradley, realizing you can get to the rim versus a team with little rim protection.
Arizona Wildcats knock off the Iowa State Cyclones 82-80 in the Big 12 semifinals. Moving on to the finals, where they are likely going to face Houston, leading Kansas right now on your Goldberg and Osborne, the scoreboard, 56-34. It'll be an exit for the two teams that will brought the biggest fan bases to Kansas City for this event. Iowa State bowing out, and now Kansas about to bow out. Our guy Fred Scheib is listening, of course, in New Jersey. He said, I was upset with the 1290 game announcers. That would have been Brian and Reggie today. With 28 seconds left in the first half, they said the worst thing that can happen is the Cats going to halftime tied. I thought, no. Worst is turnover, and Iowa State scores. Sure enough, it happened twice for 6 points without Bradley. Cats let one player score the last 9 points. That was Milan Momcilovic. He scored the last 9 points of the half. This was after Arizona had a 9-zip run, and then Milan had a 9-zip run of his own. A very poor performance due to the last minute of the half. He felt like had Jaden Bradley not picked up 2 quick fouls early in the game and been on the court during that stretch at the end, that likely would not have happened.
By the way, side note, the Iowa State Cyclones are the #1 kill shot team in America.
Yes.
Arizona is the #5. Neither team had one tonight. You just said the 2 9-0s. Those were the 2 biggest runs in the game. So neither team got quite to a 10-0 run tonight. So Arizona's still only giving up 1 all year long, but that 9-0 run to end that first half was their biggest run of the game.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Wildcats win it by a score of 82-80. Let's see. I check our stream here. I know K-Dub has checked in. K-Dub on the stream. This is funny. He said, my ex is from Iowa. I proposed in Kansas City. Can you tell I don't like either? He says, I think Tommy is growing as a coach and doing a much better job of managing a game. He's still got to get past the Sweet 16. This is why JB is the Big 12 Player of the Year. He's a winner on a winning team. Is anyone ever going to remember a play AJD? Is Anthony's middle name with a J? He said, is anyone going to ever remember a play AJD made versus a play that JB made? I love that all the boring fans that hate fun and were crying about the tourney being in Vegas got to leave KC early and cry all the way back to their boring nothing states. K-Dub really bringing it tonight. Calvin is also watching on the YouTube channel. He says, grew up in AZ back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So many memories. Happy Arizona got another win. Calvin, thank you for checking in and watching the show tonight on the YouTube channel. 520-848-1290. Or you can, like those folks did, leave us a message on our YouTube channel. You can watch the YouTube stream on the YouTube channel, Wildcats Radio 1290, or you can download the app and do whatever you'd like. You can listen to it or watch it. It's all available right there on the 1290 app. Text the word app to 520-848-1290. I will shoot you a link, and you can download the app. There you go. Let's see. D-Dub. We got K-Dub and D-Dub. D-Dub checks in on the text groove. He says, like Tommy Lloyd said one night, they're hunters. They're on the hunt. Talking about his team. They're hunters. They're on the hunt. That should become our motto. They're hunters. They're on the hunt. D-Dub, thank you for checking in as well on the text groove. All right, let's. What do we got left, Jada? We got
we got keys and we
Yeah.
got the players and coach.
Yeah, let's find out what we thought the Wildcats needed to do to win this game.
How did our keys to the game go for your Wildcats? Our keys to the game are brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive Group, the dealership that is different.
Guys, my keys are easy today. Again, you heard Eric say it. Hilton South. We know ours was McHale North. They call this Hilton South. It's going to be all of their people. So a start like last night, today, critical. If you can get up early on Iowa State and take their crowd out of it, I think that's going to be huge for the Wildcats today. Another 14-2 start would be really good. Whatever they did against Joshua Jefferson the first time around, do it again. Make his life miserable out there. Do not allow him to get going in this ball game today. And you can't, and again, we said Iowa State loves to turn you over. If you can keep the turnovers down today, I mean, I think the Wildcats have averaged close to 14 turnovers in the 3 games the last 2 years against Iowa State. And granted, they've won 2 of those games, so it hasn't been something that's killed them. But in an environment like this against Iowa State, it might. So keep the turnovers under 10. I think you got a chance to go play in the final tomorrow. Now, the positive was they turned it over 12 times, which is the least amount of turnovers they've had in the last 4 meetings against Iowa State. The better thing about that was they only turned it over 3 times in the second half. Kelvin's next, I believe.
Yes, Kelvin is next.
Yeah, I'm right with you with the turnovers, man. Last game we had 15, and they did a good job of us, turning us over. Guys you wouldn't expect to have 4 turnovers. Yvonne had 4 turnovers, so I think it's going to be very important for guys to be stronger with the ball since we're playing at their home. So also, I believe that we have to make sure we stay locked in on their 3-point shooters. We did a great job last game. They were 7 of 30. Bateman was 4 of 10. He was hunting threes. We got to make sure when he comes in the game that we stay locked into him. Jefferson as well is a guy that I think we have to watch out for trying to come back and have a big game. And lastly, I would love for our offensive players, the starters, the bigs, that's what I'm saying, to get going early to put some foul pressure on these guys.
Was the 14 threes they made, was that the most by an opponent this year? I don't know that anybody's made more than that this season. I'll have to look that up.
How many did they shoot?
31.
Yeah, I mean, Alabama's
just under 50%.
Yeah.
I don't remember how many Alabama made. I know they probably took the most. Let's check. Wow. Alabama, only scored 75 points in that game. They took 32. They made 12.
Well, I didn't think that we were connected enough on the threes. I thought that, one of the things that they did, a great adjustment that they made, if you notice early, was they got Big Milan in transition. Most of his threes was in transition. So in half court, when they're running that half court offense, we know they half court offense. We were able to switch. We were able to play up, deny him, play on top of him, basically forcing him back door, which he did get a back door because we was playing on top trying to push him back inside instead of giving up the 3. But they did a good job of playing in transition and him knocking down threes in transition to kind of get him going. It's a lot easier to be connected to guys in the half court. So tip your hat to them for making that adjustment and understanding that he was going to have to get his shots off quick because coming off the screens wasn't going to work.
Yeah, I mean, that was the guy I picked as the pass, Team and Lipsy and Milan together, basically. But what happened was, the very first 3-pointer he made, do you remember? Taman Lipsy snuck right underneath the hoop for an offensive rebound and kicked it right out to him. Yeah, right out to him. That was when they got a 9-2 lead. So Milan Momcilovic's first 3 was on a reset offensive rebound. That's like the most dangerous threes that Iowa State's always hunting those offensive rebounds. So what happened was, Kelvin, he set his feet, knocked it down. I think he missed a couple after that, but you're right. I mean, they were looking for him in transition, looking to find a way to create mismatches. Karchenkov fighting over the top of those screens. Remember the back door? So Karchenkov is, hard hedging off of that, trying to get over the top of that screen really. And Momcilovic's back door cut him right to the basket and got an easy layup. So they really did a good job of making sure that he got active in the offense.
And we should have better ball pressure on that one. We had the drop coverage with Korchenkov, and that's what really gave that up. They did a good job also of using Korchenkov's man as the screener, right? Because they knew they was going to get drop coverage from him and not be able to get a switch, and they got a couple shots off from that too. So that's something that coaches are going to have to look at in the future when we playing some of these teams, because coaches are good at hunting guys and hunting matchups, and they did a good job of looking from the last game and realize that they were screening with guys, with Core Pete's guy, who would just switch easily. So, yeah.
Also, that
Jefferson
second half
played well, too.
That second half adjustment they made, where was it Blake Buchanan, I think their center? He was, Krivas was playing 10 feet, 15 foot of drop it off that guy, and they started to bring him up into the screen action, which made Krivas come up and get out of the middle of the lane, which made Taman Lipsy a couple of pocket passes. So really impressed with TJ's offense there in the second half.
The 14 made threes was indeed the most threes that the Wildcats have given up this season. They gave up 13 at BYU. BYU shot 13 of 34 that night, 38%. Alabama made 12 of 32, 38%. And so the Cyclones tonight were, 14 of 31, 45%. So that appears to be the second best three-point shooting night against the Wildcats. South Dakota shot 46% in that game here, making 10 of 22. So of the Power 5 or Power 4 schools, though, that was the best three-point shooting night that the Wildcats have faced, and they still manage to win the game. J-Dub's keys.
Yeah, I think obviously, Iowa State is fourth in the nation in turnovers forced per game. So that's clearly what TJ's squad is trying to do. They're trying to turn those turnovers into easy offense. They may not run all the time, especially off defensive rebounds, but really aggressive at pushing tempo once they get into the passing lanes and get those steals. So as you guys both said, it's very imperative that they keep the turnovers low. Something under 12, I think, will work. And same thing on the offensive rebounds. I mean, that's another huge part of what the Cyclones are trying to do. They're trying to beat you to the offensive glass, get a lot of putbacks, and scramble for those open threes. Off offensive rebounds, don't be surprised to see Cyclones kick it out to open shooters. That's a hard scramble for defenses to get back and find a man after an offensive rebound. If you didn't know this, guys, ISU is number one in the nation in kill shots. More kill shots than any other team in the country. So super important to make sure that you follow both of those basic principles of what Arizona does. Take care of those rebounds. And on the other side, I would love to see Arizona attack the aggressive Iowa State defense. You don't play passive, Kelvin, against those hard doubles. You want to make sure that you understand where to swing the ball, go across, double pass, hockey assists. Somebody's open. If there are two guys on the ball handler, if you get the post doubled, make sure that you find an easy outlet and swing the ball around to an open shooter. Somebody's open. Those are my keys tonight versus the Cyclones. I don't know if you guys agree, but I think Arizona probably had their worst game, Kelvin, at dealing with those hard doubles. I mean, there were times there, especially in that first half, where they got really impatient, especially those perimeter situations where they got clamped. And Ivan Korchenkov did a really good job in the second half when he would drive hard into those, because they were pinching in on any driver. They were trying to make sure that no driver was going to be able to see the rim once they got into the paint. Korchenkov had a couple of nice stops and spins where the defense cleared out a little bit and he would find a cutter or whatever. But I didn't think they were very good at handling that Iowa State pressure early on. But then again, I mean, you look at the totals and they only had 12 turnovers for the entire game. So it was a little bit of both. Overall, I thought at the beginning, Kelvin, that the offensive rebounds and the kickouts to threes was going to be the loss for Arizona, because that was what Iowa State was doing those first 5-10 minutes, where they were getting every loose ball, finding open shooters. But Arizona found a way to clean that up, and obviously, got even with the rebounds at the end. But there are very few teams in the country, Kelvin Ifan, who can bring that level of pressure and intensity on the defensive end that Iowa State does. That's what TJ Olsenberg is all about.
All right, that's what we thought Arizona needed to do to beat Iowa State, and they did.
Those were today's keys to the game. They're brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive Group, the dealership that is different.
82-80, number 1 seed Arizona takes out the 5 seed at the Big 12 tournament in the semifinals. Iowa State Wildcats will play in the championship game with Houston tomorrow. It'll be a rematch. Last year, Houston beat Arizona as the number 1 seed, and U of A, I believe, was the 3, I believe they were last year. So we'll see what happens this year. 69-47 right now. Cougars up on the Jayhawks, who might get to 50 points, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen because Houston is going to run the clock out on this game. Kelvin, final thoughts from you.
Yeah, again, most people don't want to see close games, but guess what? If you're going to win a championship, it's going to be close games. You can't expect a blowout. You got to understand that you're going to be in some battles, and you got to figure out a way when things aren't going your way to get it done. And I think, again, today was another great opportunity for these guys to see that, you know, even when one of your best players, Barry's, go down, you still got something, a guy on the bench that you can believe in Dell'Orso and his shooting. You didn't hear people talking much about us not having three-point shooting when Dell'Orso is knocking shots down like that. So, again, man, I just think that today was another feather in these guys' cap where they can just look back and look into each other, into each other's eyes and say, hey, guys, we really could get this done. They're going to have a tough game against Houston tomorrow, another great defensive team, but hey, they earned they right to be here. So whatever happens in this game. Again, I wouldn't play Barry's. I don't care what the situation is at this because again, I would want him to be fresh, getting ready to go into next week. Again, anytime you got stuff going on with your legs, I don't care how great the trainers are. That's hard to turn that around. So, again, man, great game, man, and excited to see the game tomorrow and see how they figure out a way to beat Houston.
I wonder if, just before we go, let's just check. I don't know if they have put out the availability report yet. I would imagine, it's night before is normally how it goes. So I don't know if they've put that out for tomorrow game.
Well, Houston's game ended seconds ago, so I would imagine since now they know who the finalists are, maybe
they'll press. So if we get that before we leave the air tonight, we'll let you know what it says. All right, Kelvin, we'll talk to you tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Yes, sir. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number. Final segment coming up. We will hear from the players and the head coach, Tommy Lloyd, Anthony Dell'Orso, Jaden Bradley. Get your scoreboard and put a cap on this one. 82-80 at the buzzer. Arizona knocks off Iowa State to advance to the Big 12 championship game for a second straight year. You're listening to Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Every day is a balancing act with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
It's a full-court press this March at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Join our $1 million March Mania promotion for your shot at $1 million with your bracket picks. Or win $100,000 with a perfect prop card, now through April 6th. Swipe your Club Soul card daily for a free drawing entry. Plus, every 200 slot and table points is an additional entry. Then join us April 6th for the grand finale drawing, only at Casino del Sol, an enterprise of the Pascua Yaqui tribe.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Spring is in the air and our warm temperatures are about to turn hot. Now is the time to take advantage of pre-summer savings before the hot summer weather. Picturock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is offering 5-year, no-interest financing on the installation of green HVAC systems, OAC. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748, or make your appointment online at picturockscooling.com.
Picturock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
For windows and doors that combine style, performance, and efficiency, come to the Window Depot. We carry a large selection of Milgard windows and patio doors, with many options in stock and available today. Choose from a variety of colors, styles, and energy-efficient designs that can help improve comfort while adding value to your home. From new builds to window replacements, our team can help you find the right Milgard products for your unique project. Visit thewindowdepot.com to find a location near you.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Our daughter was addicted to pain meds, and for over 2 decades, she was lost to us. We tried to help, but the more we tried, the worse it got. She went to 18 different rehabs. We finally realized that to really love her, we needed to let her go, even when that meant her going to jail. When she got out, she went to Gospel Rescue Mission, and as the days turned into months, we knew we had our daughter back.
If you need help, or if you know someone who needs help, go to grmtucson.com.
Ugh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the Neighborly Done Right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed. Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, a neighborly company.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care with Mad March savings all month long. Now's the time to save big with big deals on major brand tires like the long-lasting, quiet-riding Michelin Defender 2 and slam dunk savings on automotive repairs with big rebates up to $100. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's 14 convenient locations are ready to assist on your next championship drive. Check out jackfurriers.com for even more savings. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Why do I spend so much time educating our youth about financial wellness? I have seen the fire ignite inside of young adults when I show them how the power of compound investing can change their futures. This is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management, and I'm committed to affecting change with our youth. An idea for all of you listening today, gift a Roth IRA contribution for the holidays or birthdays for your kids and grandkids. Contact our office at 520-719-1433 for guidance and details. The change begins with us.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Up your game in a new Buick or GMC from Royal Buick GMC. At Royal, we always deliver a quality vehicle at a great price. Score a great deal with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff and our transparent online pricing. Plus, Royal offers a 72-hour buyback guarantee. Score big at Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. See dealer for details. Royal Buick GMC in the Tucson Auto Mall or royaltucson.com.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Hi guys, I'm back. What's new?
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio.
All the Scratch and Dent merchandise has its own new studio.
There were so many Scratch and Dent discounted items. Now they have a place of their own.
I love it. A whole Scratch and Dent studio right next to Tucson Appliance. They don't look like Scratch and Dent,
but it shows in the low prices.
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio. Proud local supporters of the Southern Arizona Heartball. Only at Tucson Appliance, where you are a priority.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Arizona ball the other way. Bradley crosses midcourt. Wildcats to their half court. Jaden will drive left to the lane. Scoop shot up and good for two.
Excellent job by Jaden Bradley, realizing you can get to the rim versus a team with little rim protection.
Jaden Bradley and the Wildcats knock off Iowa State to advance to the championship game of the Big 12 tournament for another year. 2 years in the league and 2 championship games for the University of Arizona. We'll have your scoreboard coming up here momentarily. But first, let's head back to Kansas City and hear once again from Tommy Lloyd, Jaden Bradley, and Anthony Dell'Orso after an 82-80 win over Iowa State.
Okay, Coach Lloyd is joining us along with Jaden Bradley and Anthony Dell'Orso. Coach, when you're comfortable, please start us off with some general comments about the game.
Well, obviously, guys, it was a great game, an epic battle, and you know I respect Iowa State so much. I mean, I thought they played really well today. Their shot making, was different than when we played them like 10 days ago, and they're a good team, and they were a very good version of themselves today, and they really made us dig deep. Literally for 40 minutes. I mean, we were just trying to hang on by a thread to stay in the game, and our guys just did a great job of being steady, keeping us competitive and then allowing us to make a few runs. And, I talked a lot last night. I think you guys need to talk to these guys. These guys were way better players than I'll ever be as a coach today. I mean, they were amazing, and just handling that deal because, Iowa State's a team you really – you think you have a plan, it just doesn't work. And we have an acronym that I use a lot, FIO, figure it out. And we practice a lot of figure it out situations, and where the players got to kind of, in the moment, figure out the right plays to make with the right fundamentals. And when they do that, when they're figuring things out, complicated things, we're our best version of ourselves. So I'm appreciative of these two on my right, and I'll let you guys ask them some questions.
Okay, please give us your name and your affiliation. Let's start on the right.
Pat Forty from Sports Illustrated. Jaden, how did you figure it out on the last possession?
I really didn't. Just went with the flow. It was a crazy shot. It was great defense. Just had it going. Iowa State's a tough defensive team. So if you call a timeout, they probably get their defense set. So it was just a crazy shot, but it was a great defense for sure.
I think there's something over on the second row on the left.
Yeah. Where do we start? Jay, I'll start with you. Were you expecting a timeout to be called there? I mean, was it just kind of go with the flow because of the previous 2 minutes? I mean, it was an insane run there, so just take us through your head a little bit of that, and if you were thinking the guy to your left there was going to give you show the timeouts.
It was a crazy 2 minutes, a lot of shot making, crazy plays, but I was just looking at Coach, seeing when he wanted, kind of communicated. He said go. I was trying to figure out what they were going to do. I mean, they were trapping all night. So just trying to read and react, and it was just a crazy shot.
Well, when I looked at JB dribbling the ball up, he wasn't looking at me. He was waving everybody down, so I knew what we were doing. And I had made the mistake. I had a timeout. I used it or lose it in the first half, and I called it. And man, I think they had a 9-0 run after it. So, because they went up, and I knew they were going to trap, and we just didn't have the greatest timeout, let's put it that way. And we came out, and it kind of, we had worked really hard in that first half to get up 3, and we wanted to finish, tied or, up, and we ended up down 6. So I wasn't going to make the same mistake again. And giving JB some space, and he kind of played chess out there a little bit, moved the guys around where he wanted them, and he got to a spot. And, it's a shot we've seen him hit a lot this year.
Jaden, if I could actually follow up and have you speak about your teammate here. Anthony, in the previous 4 games, he had 23 points total, 26 tonight. What kind of player is he, and what did you see out there on the floor?
He's crazy, literally. But I'm proud of Deli. He had his ups and his downs this season, but we all believe in him. His shot-making ability, his defense has got so much better. We just trusted him. We've got so many guys that can get it going at any night, and tonight was Deli's night. Proud of the way he's going, and he's going to keep flowing from here.
Let's go in the front row on the left.
Michelle Gardner, Arizona Republic. Anthony, can you kind of talk about what it was like being in that kind of game where you're throwing a haymaker, making a 3, and Mansilovic is making a 3, and you guys just seem to be going blow for blow, and both of you were really hitting your shots tonight?
Yeah, he's a great player, obviously great shooter. You've seen what he's done all year. 2 great teams ultimately going at it. Coach said it was like a chess match, like out there. Everyone was playing at their best and their highest intent, and he was making good shots, we were making good shots, and we were able to get it done.
Let's go on the right.
Drew Nixon, 96.5 The Fan. Anthony, to further expand on that, what does it feel like when you're in that zone? Is it explain the confidence that you have when you've got it going, that you can just fire away from anywhere and you have the confidence that it's going in?
Yeah, it's a great feeling. Obviously, you see a couple go down and you just keep getting more and more confidence. I said before, it's like shooting in the ocean. You feel like you can't miss. And, JB and a bunch of other teammates found me in great spots, and I felt like I was open all the time, and I was able to knock them down tonight.
Let's go over here on the left.
Oliver Hayes, Buff Stampede. For Anthony, shooting from the corner is always nice, but when you're able to, turn to a fan or turn to your bench and, scream and celebrate and stuff like that, how does that feel to be able to get your emotions out after making a big play?
Yeah, it feels great. Obviously, off the start we had a bit of a slow start, and I see, myself coming off the bench. That's something I got to bring to the team, get us going, whether that's scoring, passing, defense, whatever it is. But that emotion, we all feed off that. Coach emphasizes, giving energy and showing emotion, and that's something that I pride myself on and I can bring every night.
And I'll just say, the shooting today, I want to give credit to Brian Thornton and Brett Yormark. to have the courage to try something new, and then even the bigger cojones to change it, really made a difference tonight. Just getting these guys playing on a surface they're comfortable with. But I don't think what was told yesterday is just, the different feel on the court caused them to overinflate the balls yesterday. So it was like tough shooting, you know what I mean? Like these guys, sometimes these Wilson balls, you play in the NCAA tournament, if they're overinflated, it's really hard to get a good feel for them, and it feels like a brick a little bit. And so that's probably maybe one of the reasons there's a lot of bricks thrown up. Today, back on the natural surface, they're able to put the ball back at its normal, where it's supposed to be inflated, and you can see. And, Deli and I talked about it. I mean, he's at Campbell. He played with that Wilson ball almost exclusively. So he's really comfortable with it. And that makes a difference, and that probably begs a bigger question. We probably should eventually, figure out how to have a unified ball among all the NCAA. I mean, it's crazy that we don't, because it does. The playing surface in the ball impacts the game more than people think, because these guys are, they're trained professionals, and they do this every single day. So how they feel matters to allow them to perform at their best. So I want to give a shout out to our conference leadership for having the courage to do that, because I think it allowed for a platform for a beautiful basketball game to happen tonight.
Let's go back on the right.
For the players, just how difficult was it trying to stop Momcilovic, especially off the inbounds plays? I mean, it seemed like he was able to get open and then just making everything.
He's a great player, crazy shooter. He's like 6'7", 6'8". He can shoot right over the top of you, always moving. His bigs do a great job of screening and then getting them open. So you just got to kind of contest it and, pray it doesn't go in.
We're going to go on the left.
Liam Howard, Skill Buff Sports. For Anthony, three-point shooting like that is something that can carry teams pretty far into March. I just want to know how you think you can use this as momentum and carry it forward.
Yeah, just staying consistent, staying confident. That's two things that I can keep myself accountable for. Doesn't take any effort, doesn't take anything other than mindset. And then I can rely on these guys. I mean, these guys have been there for me all year through the ups and downs, and they haven't lost any confidence in me. Coach hasn't lost any confidence in me, and that's what I can count on. I just got to go out there and give it my all.
Let's go over here on the left again.
Matthew Postins, Heartland College Sports. Coach, I'll ask the odd question. Do you know by how much PSI the balls are overinflated?
I don't. I'm a feel guy. You throw me a ball, let me squeeze it a little bit, I'll tell you if it's good.
Okay.
I don't know the PSIs.
Okay, we got time for a couple more questions. Any takers? Let's go on here on the left, and then we're going to go to the TV platform.
Just for both the players, that was arguably the best game of the entire season. I wonder if either of you think you've played in a game 40 minutes that matched the intensity shot making. Was that the best game that either of you have played in?
For me, I think it was. Just the back and forth, Iowa State, their defense, the offensive ability. Deli was hitting shots, Tobe was on the glass. Everybody contributed to this game. It was crazy.
Yeah, I think, you play big games. We played a bunch of big games this year, and it just feels like it keeps on getting, tougher and tougher down the road. They were playing great, we were playing great, and you enter that kind of flow state. And guys just brought everything. There was multiple facets of the game other than just shooting that go unnoticed, but we definitely, pay attention to that.
Okay, our last question will be on the TV platform.
Coach, Nick Castellan, WDAF Kansas City. Tell me about tomorrow's game. You have a preference on who you want to match up, or what does it look
you
like?
You think I'm falling for that trick? Oh my gosh. Here's what I'll say. And I'll say this half facetiously and half truth. The gift is we get to play Houston or Kansas at home. What an awesome opportunity. And, and I've been in these situations before where you maybe had a semifinal buzzer beater win. You got to get your emotions in check fast, and you got to move on. You got to take a shower with a smile on your face, but when that shower's done, it's on to the next one, and we got to prepare. We put ourselves in position to win a championship, and you don't get a lot of opportunities to do that over the course of the season. So tomorrow deserves our best effort, and I know our staff and these guys are going to take it seriously, and we know tomorrow's game could be. I'm assuming it's going to be just as tough, and we're going to have to figure it out as we go, but I can't wait for that opportunity.
Okay, Coach, thank you very much.
FIO, figure it out. I like that for your Arizona Wildcats. 82-80, the final score U of A over ISU in the Big 12 semifinals.
Let's hope they can score more than 14 field goals against that Houston defense tomorrow, because that's all Kansas got.
Yeah, that's crazy. 14 field goals.
14 out of 57.
17 consecutive misses.
14 out of 57. That's 25%. That's what the Jayhawks shot versus the Cougars defense.
We shall see. We'll get a final timeout, come back, give you your scoreboard, and put a wrap on it. 82-80 on a Jaden Bradley buzzer beater. Arizona knocks off Iowa State to advance the Big 12 championship game. This is Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day on Wildcats Radio 1290.
It's Truck Month at O'Reilly Chevrolet, and supplier pricing is going on right now. Check out our great lineup and save big. Get up to $12,475 off the 2026 Silverado LD, up to $7,500 off the 2025 Blazer EV, and up to $2,500 off the 2026 Traverse. Truck Month is happening now. Find us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or go to O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm Jordan Benjamin with Dunright Services. When your home or business needs HVAC, plumbing services, or electrical work, trust a true local Tucson company, Dunright Services. We pride ourselves on delivering top-notch service, fair pricing, and expert craftsmanship. The job isn't finished unless it's done right. Weekend emergency? No problem. Just give us a call. We're here when you need us. You deserve the best, and Dunright Services delivers. Call us today for a free estimate at 520-369-3966.
Everyone loves a backyard barbecue, but who has the time? I'm Josh Bishop, owner of Fork and Fire in Oro Valley and Catalina. My brother, best friend, and I have been cooking for one another and our neighbors for years, and we still get to live our passion every day at Fork and Fire. In Oro Valley, you'll discover bold, smoky brisket, ribs, pulled pork, and many creative dishes paired with local craft beers on tap and specialty cocktails. Fork and Fire, your neighborhood backyard barbecue, where great food meets good times and strong community. Join us today at Fork and Fire, Oro Valley, and in Catalina.
Family outgrowing your car? Hughes Federal Credit Union can help you get the car you want and the rate you need. Hughes is one of the only financial institutions in the country that doesn't switch loan rates based on a qualified buyer's credit score. That means you get our one-rate guarantee regardless of your credit score. We promise. When it's time for your next new or used car, Hughes is here to take you further. Check out our low rates on hughesfcu.org/auto and apply today. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Morning begins in the Rincon Foothills. Rocking K, a master-planned community and place to call home, offering distinct neighborhoods designed to fit your lifestyle. Explore the outdoors, walk the trails, visit Saguaro National Park. Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vail School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature. A community by design.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Tohono Nation.
Are you planning a home renovation? Getting quotes on windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, or flooring? Before you commit, visit the Window Depot and make sure you're not overpaying. The Window Depot is your one-stop shop for top quality products at the lowest prices. We're locally owned and operated with no installers and no middlemen, so you save big. Perfect for DIYers, contractors, and homeowners. Visit a location near you or shop online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't scare me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit essentialpest.com.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Arizona will not call a timeout. Bradley walks it across midcourt. 8 seconds left. 7, 6, 5. Bradley driving on Torre. Looking for the shot. Drives right. Hang it from there. It's good! And the Cats have won it! Jaden Bradley hangs it for 2. Cats on to the finals!
Jaden Bradley, an absolute closer. The player of the year, makes a play of the year play at the end.
Brian Jeffries, Reggie Geary nailing the call there. That's big if you're a broadcaster. You get those opportunities for a game-winning shot, and you want to nail it.
Do you yell in the mirror at yourself as a broadcaster yourself and just make sure you get that emotion just right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the great one, Brian Jeffries, nailed it there for sure.
He always does.
He does. 82-80, the final. Wildcats win it over Iowa State, our final segment of the show. Before we head back, we're going to take one more call. Tucson 520 says, DK, I've been watching you since you were on KOLD. Appreciate your insight and dedication to the U of A. Bear down. Thank you, Tucson 520, for your support and kind words. All right, it's not Mauricio wrapping up the show, but it's Doug in Tucson with the final call of the night. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day.
Well, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jaden Bradley.
Yes, nailed it.
Perfect.
The only other better thing is if you were snoring. Like that would be the only other better thing you could have done.
I mean, I just had to. Once you said Mauricio, I had to. Sorry. I don't want to be sacrilegious. I don't want to be sacrilegious. Oh, of course, yeah. No, and I wasn't even going to call to talk on the air, but I just called J-Dub to ask him if he could play the clip because I didn't get to hear Brian.
I made Doug get on the air.
And then he made me. So I'll just share a few quick thoughts. I mean, I didn't want to get too excited about this tournament because, we've put a lot of energy into conference tournaments in the past, and that was great. But now it feels like, we've won the regular season, and we are obviously trying to play for something bigger. So I almost didn't want to care about this tournament. And then that game happened. And it's just a slug. It's just, Steph Curry hitting threes when everyone, his hands are in his face. And it was just, that's my analogy, where it's like, oh, well, he won't make this one, and then he just makes another one. Well, Delly won't make this one, and he makes another one. Momcilovic won't make this one, he makes another one. And it was just insane. Now, obviously the game didn't start that way. It was pretty ugly coming out. I thought we looked a little shell-shocked, but I almost feel like this team enjoys playing from behind in these big games a little bit. You almost would rather be the one chasing than being the one being chased. Especially with a pretty much partisan home crowd there. You don't want to be the team that's up by 8, and then they start chipping away and have all the momentum with the crowd and everything. So I actually was telling my friends that I was watching it with, I don't really mind playing from behind, by 6 or 8 points for a while here. But eventually we just grinded it out, and if not for that 9-0, collapse at the end of the first half, we actually were pretty much in control, for that middle section of the game. So. It's just a lot to like, but I just have to send my admiration to both teams because that was a special game for sure.
It was absolutely a lot of fun, and again, I think I go back to something I've said before, Doug. It's just that even when they're down, they don't look. There's no fear in their eyes. They're like, okay, we're down, but we're just gonna chip away, and they just chip away, and we've seen it now. A number of times where they, by the end of the first half, they're back in it or they've got the lead. It's just the way they go about attacking those deficits is just so impressive with this team.
Right. Just grind them down. Exactly. I did want to just address the one narrative about Koa Pete where, he's had a lot of good moments this year. And I would say his offensive game was not very good today, but people have a very short memory in sports, and it's like, what have you done for me lately? He's done some great things this year, and he'll do more great things for us. And those offensive rebounds he was getting in the middle of the game were absolutely pivotal. You just didn't want to keep giving up second chance points to Iowa State. So, I don't really want to see him, dribbling the ball too much against a lot of pressure. I don't really want to see him taking the straight on 15-foot jump shots too much, but there are a lot of other ways that he can contribute with rebounding and defense and, the high-low game. So, yeah, let's support all of them. And I think, we've talked about it all year. We've got an 8-man rotation where you don't know which 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 of them are going to hit you on any given night. So, tomorrow it could be him and somebody completely different. You never know. I just wanted to say that I got his back.
There we go. There we go.
Doug, I know you're at the end of your show, so I wanted to just chime in and let's get another trophy tomorrow.
There we go. Appreciate you, Doug, as always. Thank you.
For sure. Bear down.
All right. Bear down indeed. All right, let's get you your scoreboard and wrap things up here tonight.
Let's take a look at what's happening today around the rest of the country. The Wildcats Radio 1290 Game Day Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm.
Top 25, Vandy beats Tennessee 75-68. That's the SEC quarterfinals. Also SEC quarterfinals, Ole Miss. How about Ole Miss? 4-14 in conference play, but they've gotten to the semifinals. They knocked Sean Miller out. Now they knock Alabama and Nate Oates out. 80-79 the final in that contest. Ole Miss is in the semifinals of the SEC tournament. Big East semifinals, St. John's will move on to the title game 78-68 over Seton Hall. Big Ten quarterfinals, Purdue over Nebraska 74-58. Nebraska, though, will go to the NCAA tournament looking for their first ever win in the Big Dance. ACC semifinals, it'll be Virginia on one side. They knock off Miami 84-62. Big Ten quarterfinals, number 9 Illinois loses in overtime to Wisconsin 91-88. SEC quarterfinal, number 4 Florida beats Kentucky 71-63. Another Big Ten quarterfinal, number 3 Michigan over Ohio State 71-67. Also in the Big Ten, UCLA takes out number 8 Michigan State. The Bruins are not currently ranked, but they win today 88-84. Donovan Dent, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 12 assists in that ball game for the kids from Westwood. Big East semifinal, number 6 UConn over Georgetown 67-51. ACC semifinal, number 1 Duke beats Clemson 73-61. One game still in progress, about to end, but a tight one. Number 17 Arkansas leading Oklahoma in the SEC quarterfinals 80-77. That is what's going on in college basketball. I do want to tell you tonight in the World Baseball Classic, the Dominican Republic over Korea in one quarterfinal, 10-0. That was a mercy rule win by the Dominican Republic. The United States beats Canada in a quarterfinal 5-3. So the United States and the Dominican Republic will play in a semifinal coming up on Sunday. The other quarterfinal matchup, Italy and Puerto Rico, that's tomorrow. Venezuela and Japan also tomorrow. United States and Dominican Republic on Sunday. The second semifinal will be on Monday, and then the championship game will be on Tuesday. How about this on the diamond tonight? Arizona trailed at Utah 6-2 going into the ninth inning. The Wildcats scored 4 times in the ninth and 2 times in the 11th to beat the Utes to open up Big 12 baseball play by a score of 8-6. Let's see that ninth inning. Caleb DeSanzin hit a 3-run home run to tie the game. Then he had a at bat where it was a wild pitch and a run scored. Maddox McAlaka scored on a wild pitch in the 11th inning. Carson McIntyre followed that with a sac fly, and the Wildcats rallied to win their opener in the Big Ten. The big win, though, came from the softball side tonight. Number 12 Arizona goes into Lubbock and beats the number 2 team in the country 9-0 for a 9th consecutive run rule win for the Wildcats. 9-zip home runs by Grace Jenkins, Anissa Wild. Grace Jenkins, in fact, homered twice. She hit a 3-run homer in the 3rd and a grand slam in the 5th. 7 runs batted in tonight by Grace Jenkins as the Wildcats beat the number 2 team in the country and the best pitcher in college softball, Najari Kennedy, who lost for just the second time. this season. Jalen Adams, 5 shutout innings, 4 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. There's weather apparently coming in Lubbock, so they have changed the rest of that series. They're going to play a doubleheader tomorrow and not play the single game on Sunday. So they'll wrap that series with a doubleheader down in Lubbock tomorrow.
The Wildcats Radio 1290 Game Day Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm.
W-I-L-D. Cats. W-I-L-D. Wildcats. W-I-L-D. Cats. Wild about the Cats. First they all.
Jada, somebody tweeted that in regards to Texas Tech, all that NIL money to buy the best pitcher and 4 big-time transfers only to lose 9-0 at home to Arizona tonight. That's a huge win.
We are the number 2 team now.
For Caitlin Lowe and her ladies. Hopefully they can get that series win tomorrow down in Lubbock. All right, thanks to everyone that was a part of these broadcasts today. Dusty Dale on the FM side, K-Hit 107.5. David Dragon Ball Amada here on the AM side. That is Wildcats Radio 1290. We'll be back with you tomorrow, 11:30 a.m., Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, for the Big 12 Championship, which will tip off in Kansas City at 3 o'clock. Brian Jeffries will have the call with Reggie Geary. Arizona, the number 1 seed, and the number 3 seed, the Kansas Jayhawks. Real quick, I just want to, before we wrap this up, I want to see if I still have the availability report and see if anything has been posted yet. Nothing yet. So we'll keep you posted on all of that. All right. For J.W. Madden and Kelvin Efon, my name is David Kelly, giving you that final score one more time in front of a record crowd at the Big 12 tournament. 19,450 on a buzzer beater by Jaden Bradley. Jada, play it again on the way out if you can. Arizona 82, Iowa State 80. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Join us at 11:30. Until that time, have a great Saturday night and bear down Arizona.
Cats. Wild about the Cats.
Arizona will not call a timeout. Bradley walks it across midcourt. 8 seconds left. 7, 6, 5. Bradley driving on Torre. Looking for the shot. Drives right. Hang it from there. It's good! And the Cats have won it! Jaden Bradley hangs it for 2. Cats on to the finals!
Jaden Bradley, an absolute closer. The player of the year, makes a play of the year play at the end.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me. Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you.
You look like you were a million miles away.
I've been reading this book.
How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification.
It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens.
And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
The Target, 422 Maple Drive. No tripped alarms, no broken windows. While you were sleeping, they made off with $50,000 in equity, and they didn't even use a getaway car.
Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Don't let termites turn your equity into sawdust. We stop the heist before the damage is done. Call 520-201-2000 for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, termites.
Day in in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, you know me, Scott Lehman from ScottSaysYes.com. Check out this month's Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar powered by Premier Auto Center.
Visit the Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar at wildcatsradio1290.com to find out what community events are coming up in the Tucson area. You can also find Wildcats Radio 1290 events, upcoming sporting events, and more. Get the details and get involved with our community at wildcatsradio1290.com.
Go to ScottSaysYes.com today.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
Thank you for listening to the special presentation from Wildcats Radio 1290. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming on Westwood One Sports.
Banana. 310-840-4910. We probably should get back to the phones. Let's go to Alan, who's in Toronto. Alan, you're on Westwood One Sports tonight. Go right ahead.
Hi, Josh. Let's raise our glass and tip our hat to Bam Adebayo for his march to 150 to 129 over the struggling, and I do mean struggling, Washington Wizards. They're 16-49 this year. 20 of 40 points.